From Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio, it is game number 3 as your Xenia Scouts take on the Southern Ohio Copperheads for the final game of their 3-game opening series. Andrew Alix here alongside my broadcast partner Gabe Genovesi. You will hear from Gabe in just a moment. The Scouts, they have struggled in their first couple of games from the mound with a couple blow-up innings, both of them coming in the third, have kept them on the short end of the stick in both of the first 2 matchups against the Southern Ohio Copperheads, but they look to bounce back here, and they will send Zach Wallace to the mound to do just that. And before we can get to anything here, let's get you the Scouts starting lineup. Batting first and playing second base could be Ange Bourgeois. Batting second and playing short, Ben Beachy. Batting third and playing right field, Caden Owens. In the cleanup spot, your designated hitter, Mr. Donald Ring. Jordan Lambert is batting fifth and playing left. Aaron Takis at third base and batting sixth. At first base and batting seventh is going to be Dylan Lottenville. Ryan Park is catching and batting eighth. And batting in the 9-hole, your center fielder, Mr. Francisco Andina, the starting pitcher for your Xenia Scouts, is going to be Zach Wallace. We'll get you some more information on Zach in just a second.
And now the starting lineup for yours.
Now for the Copperheads, batting first and playing right field, Philip Tomasulo. Batting second and playing second is going to be Justin Antonzik. Batting third and in center field, Daniel McFarland. Matt Harrison is playing left and batting in the cleanup spot. Josh Fuel batting fifth and playing first. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, Blaine Krim. Connor Reagan is catching and batting seventh. The shortstop, Justin Kirkpatrick, will be batting eighth. And in the 9-hole, the third baseman, Bryson Smith. The starting pitcher for the Copperheads tonight is going to be Butch Bayard. Bayard from Ohio University posted a 5.67 ERA with a 4-3 record in 66 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 59 and walked 27, a 3.02 batting average against. Now remember, last season the Scouts opened the season with 2 losses against the Copperheads, ended up bouncing back, going on an unprecedented run in Scouts history, and were able to capture their first South Division championship in team history. We're going to step off for just a second for the national anthem, but we'll be right back with First Pitch of Scouts Baseball. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Number 30, Zach. In his third season in Xenia, the Scouts are managed by standing for the playing of our national anthem, performed by Avery Anderson.
For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you.
And now it's time to get ready for some Scouts baseball. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. You'll hear from Gabe in just a second. Our starting pitcher tonight is Zach Wallace. Wallace the native of California, pitched this past season at Palomar College. That's a junior college. He had 10 innings pitched, posted a 3.60 ERA. He walked 6, struck out 14, allowing 1 home run, a 2.33 batting average against, a 1-0 record to show for it on the year. And defensively for the Scouts, it's going to be Ryan Park catching, Dylan Lottenville over at first, Ange Bourgeois at second, Ben Beachy at short, Aaron Takas at third, Jordan Lambert in left, Francisco Ondina, we'll call him Frank, in center, and Caden Owens will be in right. So for the Scouts today, it's going to all come down to pitching. Now, a couple of ninth inning rallies. I believe it was 2 or 3 runs the last night in the ninth, and of course the 5-run ninth inning on opening day. Both of them not enough to propel the Scouts to victory. A 2-run loss in both of those contests. Both of those contests saw the tying run at least at the plate when the final out of the game was made. So the Scouts are nothing if not gritty. It looks like we're about ready to get this game underway. It's Philip Tomasulo to lead things off for the Copperheads against Zach Wallace. Tomasulo, the right fielder tonight for the Copperheads from the University of Buffalo. Tomasulo 2 for 4 on the season. First pitch in there for a called strike. So 0-1 now. Tomasulo bats from the right side against the right-handed pitcher Wallace. 0-1. And that one grounded right back at Wallace. He fields it, underhand toss, a long one over to first, going to be in time. And that is the first out of the ball game. Mark it down as a 1-3 ground out in your books. And with 1 away, it's going to bring our good friend Gabe Genovesi, who is back on the mic now, his friend Justin Antonzik. Antonzik, the left, or should I say second baseman from Michigan State University. He is 4 for 9 on the year. Knocked in a run, stole a base, and scored one himself. First pitch to Antonzik, fastball inside, ball 1. Antonzik, again, batting from the right side against the righty. Righty-righty matchup. Favorable to the pitcher. Wallace looks to Ryan Park. He delivers the 1-0. Breaking ball, checks swing. Did he go? They will say he did. It's going to even up the count, a ball and a strike. Wallace, he's got the stature out there on the mound, 6'4", north of 210 pounds. The pitch there, that one comes way up and way in. Behind in the count goes Zach Wallace, 2 balls, 1 strike here, with 1 out in the top of the first inning. The Scouts and the Copperheads playing their final game of this opening weekend series. 2-1. And that one up and in again. Ryan Park not able to grab that one. Doesn't matter. No runners on base. But a very favorable hitter's count now for Justin Antonzik, who has hit very effectively in this opening series. Like we said, 4 for 9 from the plate. 3-1 pitch. And that one is lifted into left field, and that is going to drop. Make it 5 for 10. Justin Antonzik picks up the first hit of the game for the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and they have a 1-out base runner. It's going to bring Daniel McFarland to the plate. McFarland, the center fielder from Eastern Kentucky, of course, a Division I program. They compete in the Ohio Valley Conference. Now, the Ohio Valley Conference might be familiar for some of you Scouts fans. Matthew Wade and his Southeast Missouri Redhawks team compete in the Ohio Valley Conference. They actually took the Ohio Valley Conference Championship back in 2016. McFarland bats from the left side. Now Antonzik, a lot of speed over there at first. Pickoff attempt from Zach Wallace. Sends Antonzik back. Daniel McFarland, 2 for 9 on the season. 4 runs scored. A couple of runs batted in. Pickoff again. That one in the dirt. Dylan Lottenville over at first, thinking he may have laid the tag there, but the field umpire saying not quite quick enough. So McFarland, who bats from the left side, still awaiting the first pitch as Justin Antonzik showing no signs that he's going to take any less of a lead. Bunt is laid down over third base side. Stepping over is Zach Wallace, but he is not able to hold on to the ball, bouncing off the rim of his glove. Everyone is safe, and it will be interesting to see whether that is ruled as a hit or an error.
I think it's an infield single.
And yeah, because probably of the ground that Zach Wallace had to cover in order to get over there, that will be ruled as a hit. So now a couple of hits for the Copperheads and runners at first and second with just one out. And this Copperheads lineup, which is shown to be very, very dangerous. We have seen that all through this weekend series. And the most dangerous of them all from what we've seen so far, Matt Harrison to the plate. Harrison, the left fielder from Marshall, he homered yesterday, 5 for 9 on the season, 5 RBIs, also doubled. First pitch, curveball inside part of the plate, a called strike one. And Tonzik at second, Daniel McFarland at first here. With one away in the top of the first, the Copperheads and the Xenia Scouts still scoreless here at beautiful Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio. Now that one's popped high in the air, foul territory. Chasing back is Ryan Park, but he's going to watch that fly over the netting behind home plate. So all that's going to count for is a strike, but Wallace ahead in the count of the very dangerous Matt Harrison.
And already early in this game, I think this is a huge at-bat for Zach Wallace on the mound. We've seen the Scouts fall into early deficits in the first couple innings. You don't want the Copperheads to get ahead early right now.
0-2 the count. Wallace, he delivers. And that one fouled down the third base line. We're going to stay at 0-2. Harrison, the native of Cross Lanes, West Virginia, plays his college ball at Marshall University. Marshall University, you might know from the movie We Are Marshall. Actually had quite a football season. I believe it was a couple of years ago. Went undefeated, but unable, of course, with the college football playoff system. Not going to give him any credit for an undefeated system. Didn't even, enter real consideration for a spot in the college football playoff, which leads you to believe, what's the point of the system if an undefeated mid-major team can't get a bid? I thought that's why the system was created in the first place. The Boise State and, at once Mountain West TCU effect there. 0-2 again. And that one check swing down the third base line. It's going to roll foul. So Matt Harrison staying alive in this count. Still 0-2. On the left fielder, Josh Fuel waits on deck. Blaine Krim in the hole. It's Antonzik at second, Daniel McFarland at first. Decent size lead for both of the runners. And Antonzik's going to go, and he's caught in a pickle. Throw over to third is going to be slightly off the mark, putting Aaron Takas to the ground, trying to catch it. He does, but a break caught there for Justin Antonzik, as he would have been a sitting duck in the water, but unfortunately, it looked like Wallace might not have even been expecting to catch him in that kind of pickle situation, and catching maybe himself and Takas over at third, both a little off guard. So everybody's safe. Still runners at first and second. 0-2 still the count. And Tonzik dancing over at second. Pitch. And that one is lifted into right field. The right fielder, Caden Owens, comes under it. Tagging up and heading for third is Justin Antonzik. He'll get there without a throw. As Owens' throw from the outfield cut off by the shortstop, Ben Beachy. That is out number 2. Mark it down as an F9. And runners at the corners with 2 outs for Josh Fuel. Fuel, the first baseman from Heartland Community College. Zach Wallace has thrown 13 pitches here thus far in the inning, and the Scouts, who are depleted in terms of pitching staff, are going to be hard-pressed to extend these starters as far as possible. Injuries to Kyle Bruner, Brandon Wysaw, as well as still waiting for Alex Worthington, the lefty from Bellevue Community College, to come and add some depth to this 2017 pitching staff. First pitch here, runner goes, ground ball over towards second, fielding in his bourgeois, tosses on over to first in time for out number 3. So no runs on 2 hits and 2 men left aboard for the Copperheads in the top of the first. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here at Grady's Field in Xenia. We head into the bottom of the first, following a scoreless frame from Zach Wallace, even though a couple of Copperhead hits. The pitcher for the Copperheads tonight is Butch Bayard. Am I saying that right?
Butch Baird.
Butch Bayard. Bayard from Ohio University. That's the same Ohio University that my broadcast partner Gabe Genovesi attends. With the Ohio Bobcats, he appeared in 16 games, starting 12 of them, posting a 5.67 ERA, a 4-3 record to show for it. That's over 66 and 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 59 and walked 27. And he's going to, the lefty, of course, he is a lefty, going to face off against Ange Bourgeois to start things off. First pitch, up and in. Bourgeois shows bunt but pulls back. Ball number 1. Bourgeois, he's 0 for 2 on the season. Also walked and hit by a pitch in the first game of the season. He sat out last night. 1-0 pitch finds the zone. Fastball right down the pipe, evens up the count, of ball and a strike. Bourgeois, he attends Biola University. Biola, of course, the same school as last year's Scouts All-Star Jeremy Barth. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and that one slider way outside, going to move the count 2-1. Bourgeois at Biola. He hit a .299 average this past season. That's with 11 doubles, a home run. Drove in 18. He hits from the left side against the left-handed pitcher. And he lifts that one high in the air to left field. The left fielder, Matt Harrison's going to chase over, and he's going to lose that one in the sun, and it's going to drop and roll behind him. Rounding first and heading for second is Ange Bourgeois. He's going to go for third, and he will slide in safely. I guess he never touched it, so we got to call that a hit.
That is definitely a hit. I'm not even sure that Harrison out there lost it in the sun. He just couldn't get there. That ball was literally landed about 2 feet from the line, and Harrison was playing more over towards center field. So not the best hit for Bourgeois, but he places it, I guess, right where you'd hope, and he gets a triple out of it.
So Ange Bourgeois starts things off with a triple for the Scouts here in the bottom of the first. And as our great general manager Dave Naw says, nobody hits the Scouts. It's going to be Ben Beachy to the plate with a runner at third. First pitch, outside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Beachy, he's 2 for 9 on the season. Has been walked, hit by a pitch, scored a run. And struck out 3 times. 0-1. Here's the pitch. Beachy swung on and missed there. Changeup got him. Finds himself behind in this count. 0-2 against Butch Bayard. Now anything, a ground out to second would score Bourgeois here and give the Scouts an early lead. And the Scouts, who've gotten the vast majority of their offense in the 9th inning of both of the games they've played, could use some early runs. And that one's going to go under the legs of the catcher, Connor Regan. Walking in to score is Ange Bourgeois. A wild pitch, or should we say maybe a passed ball, is going to bring home the first run of the game for the Xenia Scouts. They take a 1-0 lead. So Ange Bourgeois does it essentially himself. A triple and then scoring on a wild pitch. The Scouts take a 1-0 lead. 1-2 now the count to Ben Beachy. We are here in the bottom of the first inning. The Scouts lead 1-0, still nobody out. Big curveball taken off the plate outside. Evens things up 2-2. Beachy, he plays his college ball at Otterbein College. Pretty successful season for him over at Otterbein. Hit a .298 mark. And he's going to hit that one high in the air into right field. The right fielder, Philip Tomasolo, is going to come under it and make the grab for the first out of the game for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Mark it down as an F9, and it's going to bring Caden Owens to the plate. Owens, well, he can do it all. He can run, he can pitch. We saw it last night. He can pitch, striking out 2 in an inning. He pitched the top of the 9th last night, and Owens, a guy who had Tommy John surgery, a Division I level prospect, maybe was throwing 86 last night, but having seen him in the Alaska League, that guy can throw up to 93. First pitch to Owens taken off the plate. Ball number 1. But enough about his pitching. Let's talk about what he's done at the plate so far. Owens 2 for 7 on the year, a double, an RBI, has stolen a base as well. He bats from the left side against the left-handed Bayard. 1-0 pitch off the plate. Owens watching all the way ahead in the count now, 2-0. Caden, one of the later arrivals on the Xenia Scouts team as his team was appearing in the regional. Change up on 2-0, swung on and missed there by Owens. Moves the count 2-1 here. With one out in the bottom of the first, the Scouts lead the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 1-0. 2-1 delivery. Owens fouls that one straight back, just missing on that one. And Owens, the first pitch he saw this year in the Great Lakes League, absolutely rocketed double into the right center gap, and that just shows the potential that this Division I level talent has. 2-2 now. And curveball swung on and missed, dropped third strike. The throw from Connor Reagan over to first, going to get there easily in time. So the first strikeout of the day for Butch Bayard. And that is out number 2. Donald Ring to the plate now. Donald Ring, the designated hitter from Hillsdale College. A returning Xenia Scout. He is 2 for 3 on the year. A couple of walks, a strikeout. Has actually reached base, though, every single time that he has come to the plate so far, because when he struck out, he was safe on a drop third strike, and he attacks first pitch, one hop over to second, and Tonzik's going to toss it on over to first in time for out number 3. 1 run on 1 hit, and nobody left aboard for the Xenia Scouts in the bottom of the first. We have played one. The Scouts lead the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here, top of the second inning. Zach Wallace getting going again. First pitch taken off the plate. The batter is Blaine Krim. Blaine Krim, the designated hitter tonight from Mississippi College. Krim is 0 for 4 on the season and has struck out a couple times. Ahead in the count, 1-0. Wallace, change up there, swung on and missed. Evens the count up, a ball and a strike. Krim, the native of Mobile, Alabama, but with a thick Southern accent. Apparently his Southern Ohio Copperhead teammates have already given him the nickname Mississippi. And Mississippi grounds that one hard past the glove of a diving Ange Bourgeois. That's going to roll into right field for a base hit. So the Copperheads with the leadoff man aboard. And the 7, 8, 9 in the spots in their lineup headed to the plate. So Connor Regan to the plate. Regan, the catcher from the University of Buffalo. He is 1 for 4 on the season, appeared in the first game of the 2 that the Copperheads have played so far. In that game, 1 for 4, that 1 hit being a double, drove in a run as well. Regan bats from the right side against the right-handed Zach Wallace. Looks like time is called.
Maybe a miscommunication with signals as he walks and talks to the third base coach.
So, indeed, and with Krim over at first, that's 3 hits already on the afternoon for the Copperheads. The Copperheads donning their traffic cone orange uniforms with dark green lettering. The Scouts wearing their powder blues. Pitch from Wallace there. That one finds the zone and called strike one. 0-1 the count now.
I like that one. Traffic cone orange.
That's like, if my hair was maybe one shade lighter. If my hair was one shade lighter, I'd be like a traffic cone. I could pass for the traffic cone in Toy Story 2. Pitch. And Wallace finds the inside part of the plate again. Goes outside, inside, both of them called strikes. So Zach ahead in the count now, 0-2 here. Runner at first and nobody out in the top of the second. The Scouts lead the Copperheads by a score of 1-0. Wallace, he looks to park. He's going to try a pickoff attempt over to first, not in time. Trying to keep the runner, Blaine Krim, honest. Now, we've talked about how Connor Regan goes to the University of Buffalo. Well, after 101 seasons of baseball at the University of Buffalo, the program will be no more, so Regan will be looking for a new home. 0-2 breaking ball taken way upstairs. Good job by the catcher, Ryan Park, to get up there and grab it. Not allow that to go to the backstop and have Blaine Krim advance another 90 feet into scoring position. Infield at regular depth. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed strike three. He got him. The first strikeout of the day for Zach Wallace, and that is out number one here. And Wallace hopefully able to do what Scouts pitching has been hard-pressed to do so far this season, and that's really get into a groove in that starting pitching role game.
And I like what I'm seeing so far from Zach Wallace. He's being patient on the mound and mixing up his pitches. Lots of off-speed pitches throw off these Copperheads hitters early because they love to attack the ball. Just like that, you give them a fastball, they're going to swing at the first one.
Indeed, 1 on, 1 out. The batter, Justin Kirkpatrick, fouls it straight back into the box. So Wallace ahead in the count, 0-1 now. Kirkpatrick, the shortstop from Ball State University. He's 1 for 8 on the season. That one he had drove in a run. Kirkpatrick bats from the right side against the righty. Blaine Krim takes his lead from first. The 0-1 pitch. And that one fouled hard. First base side, way out of play. So once again, Zach Wallace ahead in this count, 0-2.
Wallace right now, 19 strikes, only 4 balls thrown. Being very efficient, getting his pitches over the plate.
And if you look at his numbers from school, 14 strikeouts over just 10 innings pitched. It's clear that this guy has punch-out stuff. And he will, if he can effectively pound the zone, we've seen him get a couple ground balls so far today. As that one is lifted high in the air, but a jumping Aaron Takas makes the grab. Throw back over to first, gets him. The runner at first, Blaine Krim, was caught in the middle. Aaron Takas picks it off, throws it back, and unable to get back and tag up in time is but he left aboard for the Copperheads here in the top of the second inning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We are back here, bottom of the second inning. The Xenia Scouts with a 1-0 lead over the Southern Ohio Copperheads, and about to try to add on to that lead. It's going to be Jordan Lambert, Aaron Takas, and Dylan Lottenville due up in this inning, and facing off against the lefty Butch Baird. So Lambert steps in. First pitch here, and that one is blooped, and that's going to be scooped off the ground by the second baseman Antonzik, but he is going to just quickly underhand toss it over to first base, mark it down as a 4-3, and one pitch, one out for Butch Baird here in the home half of the second. So with one away, Aaron Takas going to come to the plate. Takas playing in the hot corner over at third base tonight, giving Joey Roddy a night off. Takas is 0 for 4 on the season. He has reached base once. He walked, and that walk actually ended up driving in a run. So give him credit for one RBI. Takas takes first pitch curveball inside of the plate. Called strike one, so 0-1 goes the count here with one away in the bottom of the second. 0-1 pitch off the plate, evens the count of ball and strike. Takas, the native of the Orlando area, plays at Corinne University. The Highlanders. He stands 6'3", 190 pounds, and he rips that one foul ball into right field. So 1-2 goes the count. Takas at the school this year, a 4.09 average. That's with 10 doubles, 2 triples, a couple of home runs. He drove in 28. So 4.09. If that can translate to the above levels, we'll have to call him Ted Williams. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, taken all the way by Takas. That's low. He evens the count up. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good work by Takas to lay off there. The curveball is pretty good from Baird.
And Baird, we're talking about guys with punch-out stuff, and with 59 strikeouts in 66 innings. Impressive numbers from him as well. 2-2, fouled way out of play by Takas. We're going to do 2-2 all over again. So Baird looks to the catcher. He sets and delivers 2-2, and that one fouled off again by Aaron Takas. Good job by Aaron to stay alive in this at-bat. Working the pitch count here. It's going to be pitch number 22. Coming here with one away in the bottom of the second. 1-0, Scouts your score. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Baird sets and delivers. And that one taken off the plate, but they're going to say that Takas went. So he goes down looking for out number 2, the second strikeout of the day for Butch Baird. And with 2 away, it's going to bring Dylan Lottenville to the plate. Lottenville, he started the first contest in Athens, Ohio. Took a 1 for 4 day. Came in last night in a double switch that involved Caden Owens going to pitcher. First pitch to Lottenville. Outside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Lottenville, the native of the state of Washington, plays his baseball at Hillsdale College. Alongside scouts Chris Ackerman, Donald Ring, former scouts Will Cruz, Ryan O'Hearn. Curveball on 0-1. That one's going to land in there, find the zone, taken all the way there by Lottenville. He quickly finds himself behind in this count, 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And swung on and missed strike 3. He got him with the curveball. So Butch Baird retires the side in order in the home half of the second. Couple of strikeouts in there, so no runs on, no hits, and nobody left aboard for the Xenia Scouts in the second. We have played 2 here in Xenia. Your Scouts lead the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 1-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the third inning we go. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. The Scouts leading the Southern Ohio Copperheads 1-0. We have played 2 innings, and going into the third, it's going to be Zach Wallace out for his third inning of work. A couple of scoreless frames for the man from the great state of California. So stepping in to start things off for the Copperheads is Bryson Smith, and he attacks first pitch on the ground right up the middle. A base hit, the 4th hit of the day for the Southern Ohio team, and for the second time in as many innings, Southern Ohio Copperheads have the leadoff man aboard. And now it's going to be back to the top of the order with Philip Tomasulo. Tomasulo, his first time up, grounded right back to the pitcher, Zach Wallace. Tomasulo, as we mentioned, the University of Buffalo will be looking for a new home come the spring, as his Buffalo baseball program is no more. Tomasulo this past season at Buffalo, a .282 average, 3 RBIs, just 40 at, or check that. No, a lot more than 40 at-bats. Looked at the wrong stat line. He had 49 hits, so that would be impossible. But 7 doubles, no home runs, drove in 10. 0-1 the count now to Tomasulo. 1 on and nobody out for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. 0-1. Breaking ball upstairs, evens up the count of a ball and strike.
And that's got to be brutal for those kids that go to Buffalo. You got a program that's been there for 100 years. You sign on, you're playing college baseball at a Division I school, and then all of a sudden it's just like, we don't have the funds. Can't do it.
And unfortunately, it's not as if Buffalo wasn't producing their fair share of talent. From 2012 to 2016, a member of the Buffalo Bulls team was drafted in every MLB draft over that 5-year span, and a couple times more than one. But unfortunately, like you said, cash is king, baby. And the University of Buffalo simply just does not have enough. Foul ball, third base line. It's going to be strike 2. 1-2 now the count here. Nobody out in the top of the third. Scouts leading the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 1-0. Now remember, the third has been the Achilles heel of this Xenia team in the past 2 games. I believe it was 4 runs and 6 runs.
4 runs last night, 6 runs the night before, and that really lost the Scouts both games.
Indeed, indeed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Decent sized lead over there for Bryson Smith. Runner goes. That one. Oh, and unfortunately that pitch way outside. Ryan Park having to extend the arm all the way to the outside part of the zone. And no attempt at a throw. So Bryson Smith advancing into scoring position. And Southern Ohio with a runner in scoring position and nobody out here with the top of the Southern Ohio order at the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Tomasulo. The pitch, and that one fouled straight back. We're going to do 2-2 all over again. Now, Tomasulo, a native of Southwest Ranches, Florida. Southwest Ranches, Florida, has had no shortage of talent. Dante Culpepper, Reggie Wayne, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, all natives. 2-2, just off the plate. They're going to call that a ball, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here.
That's a heck of a list right there.
I was about to say, we look at these towns that these kids come from. Sometimes it's random congressmen that served for 2 years from 1911 to 1913, and this guy's got Dante Culpepper and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Must be a talent pool and a half there. 3-2 is taken high, and that is a base on balls, a free 90 feet issued to Philip Tomasulo, the first walk of the day for Zach Wallace. And here in the top of the third inning, it looks like the Southern Ohio Copperheads are in business with Justin and Tonzik coming to the plate, runners at first and second, and nobody out. And what kind of pitch count do we have on Zach Wallace right now, Gabe?
32 pitches, 24 strikes, 8 balls for Zach Wallace. So very efficient. Some hitters have worked the count. He's at 32 pitches. If he can get out of this third inning fairly quickly, would not be surprised at all to see Wallace go 5 or 6.
And Tonzik to the plate. He bats from the right side against the righty. Runners at first and second, and Wallace is going to step off, look back over to second. And Tonzik, he singled his first time up. That makes him 5 for 10 on this young season. And Tonzik, Michigan State Spartan, who did not get particular playing time in his first year, grounds that one over towards short. Throw to first for 1 is in time. Throw to second for 2 will be not in time. So call it a fielder's choice. Bryson Smith is going to advance to third. Thomas Sulo out at second. And at first with the fielder's choice is going to be Justin Antonzik. And unfortunately, that would have been one that the double play would have been very much to the benefit of Zach Wallace and the Xenia Scouts Club. So runners at the corners with 1 out here. The batter, Daniel McFarland. McFarland, he singled his first time up. That makes him 3 for 10 on the season. He has scored 4 runs, driven in 2. The Eastern Kentucky Colonel at the plate. Like we said, Division I program there. McFarland at Eastern Kentucky this past season. Well, he played his heart out there with the Colonels. A 363 average. Drove in 25 RBIs, 5 home runs, 3 triples, and 12 doubles. Pickoff move again over towards first, not in time.
Tonzik causing problems on the base pass. With a ground ball to short like that, it's hard to double him up, and now you know he's going to take off when he gets a chance.
And watch for the double steal. The Copperheads were able to capitalize on that last night, as were the Xenia Scouts. So still awaiting the first pitch of this at-bat is McFarland. First pitch, and that one's going to be way high. And Tonzik steals the base, and might have to call that one a defensive indifference because just no throw was made. He could have walked at a brisk pace and gotten there safely. So now 2 runners in the scoring position with 1 out here, and 2 very dangerous hitters with Daniel McFarland up now and Matt Harrison waiting on deck. And unfortunately, that also takes away the double play ball. 1-0 pitch from Zach Wallace. That one finds the zone, evens up the count of ball and a strike. Wallace has allowed 4 hits on the day. Still yet to allow a run. That one grounded right back at Wallace, and he's not going to be able to hang on to that. He's going to throw to first in time, but coming home to score from third is going to be Bryson Smith, and that is going to tie this game up at 1. So mark it down as a 1-3, but we're all tied up 1 run apiece here in the top of the 3rd inning, and the most dangerous hitter in the Copperhead lineup in Matt Harrison at the plate with an opportunity with a runner at third to give this Copperhead team the lead. First pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did. So Wallace pounds the zone. Ahead in this count. 0-1. Harrison, his first time up, he flew out to right, make him 5 for 10 on the season. That's with a double, a home run, and 5 RBIs. That home run coming at Grady's Field in the 3rd inning, no less. Pitch on the outside in the dirt. Park gets in front of it, lets it go a couple feet to his right, but the runner at third, Antonzik, who is speedy, no question, ends up opting to stay over at third and not take the risk. 1-1 the count now. Wallace, he delivers. High ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike.
I'd pitch very carefully to Harrison and even Fuel on deck. The middle of this Copperhead lineup, so dangerous.
2 balls and a strike. 2 away here. Two and 2.
If it's possible, could you just move over? Yeah.
And that ball taken on the outside. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here. Sorry about that, folks. Just trying to keep our camera somewhat, it's tough when you use a webcam to broadcast, but we do what we can. 3-2 the count with 2 away here in the top of the third, all tied up at 1. Big pitch here for Wallace. 3-2. Runner at third. He sets, delivers, and that one taken up and in. So Matt Harrison draws the walk, and now it's runners at the corners. It's going to bring Josh Buell to the plate, and that may end up proving to be not the worst mistake in the world, as you wouldn't want to give Harrison the way that he's been hitting anything too easy that he can hit there.
I agree. Fuel also a dangerous hitter, but has struggled in the first couple games. Just talking to some of the Copperheads media guys, he is a very, very much power hitter. They say in the field he's actually not the greatest. He DHs a lot. He's at first today, but he can really hit the ball, and he just hasn't done it through the first 2 games thus far.
So Fuel, his first time up, grounded out to second base. 2 for 10 on the season, a double, 4 strikeouts. The native of Kokomo, Indiana. Pitch. And that one's lifted high in the air to deep center field. Going back to center fielder Frankie Andina. He's going to come under it and make the grab for out number 3. So 1 run on 1 hit and 2 men left aboard for the Copperheads in the top of the third. We have reached the middle of the third inning. The Scouts and the Southern Ohio Copperheads all tied up at 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the bottom of the third we go. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. The Scouts and the Copperheads all locked up at 1 run apiece. And it's going to be Ryan Park, Francisco Andina, and Ange Bourgeois to the plate, at least here in the home half of the third. Butch Baird, his first pitch of the inning, up and away, ball 1. Ryan Park from Point Loma Nazarene, 2 for 3 on the season, an RBI. A run scored. He has stolen a base, only attempting 1 and change up there. Park swings and misses, evens up the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. One. Up and away, taken there. And Gabe, what do we have on the balls and strikes thrown by Butch Baird here so far?
19 strikes, 10 balls. And then these 3 pitches, so 20 strikes, 12 balls, including this at bat.
That ball hit high in the air, foul territory, chasing back the catcher Connor Reagan. He's going to make the catch. Out number 1. So mark it down as an F1 in your book, and now 1 away. It's going to bring up the 9-hole hitter, Francisco Andina. Andina from Spring Arbor College. Well, he's still hitless on the season, 0 for 4, but in 2 games, Andina has drawn 5 walks. Now, going into yesterday's game, the previous leader of the Great Lakes League Collegiate or the Great Lakes Collegiate Baseball League in walks, he had 6 in 4 games. So the rate of drawing walks here for Andina, very impressive. But he swings at first pitch, soft grounder over towards first. The first baseman, Josh Buell, is going to take it himself, step on first, mark it down as a 3 unassisted, and a very quick 2 outs for Butch Baird here. And now to the top of the lineup with Ange Bourgeois. Bourgeois, well, he led things off and got the only hit that the Scouts have had so far, scoring a triple, ended up scoring the only run that the Scouts have put on the board today on a wild pitch. First pitch curveball to Bourgeois, that one taken low, ball 1. Bourgeois now 1 for 3 on the season. He bats from the left side. The native of Salt Lake City, Utah, big fan of the Utah Jazz. Launches up and away, so 2 pitches, 2 balls to Bourgeois. Bourgeois, one of the hardest workers that you will see out there of any player at the collegiate level. 2-0. That one just clips the inside part of the plate, a called strike. So 2-1 now to Bourgeois. Ben Beachy awaits on deck if Bourgeois can keep this inning going. Baird has retired the last 8 Scouts he has faced. And fastball once again taken on the inside part of the plate, a called strike 2. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-1 is your score. Baird looks to the catcher, Connor Regan. He has what he wants. The 2-2 pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike 3. He got him looking. So the Scouts go down in order. Once again, that's 9 straight Scouts retired. We have played 3 innings of baseball. The Xenia Scouts and the Southern Ohio Copperheads are all tied up at 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. And we are in the 4th inning. I'm going to take you for these next 3. The man, the myth, the legend, Gabe Genovesi. Gabe?
To the top of the 4th we go here at Grady's Field. A 1-1 tie between the Scouts and the Copperheads in game number 3 of this Great Lakes 2017 season, as Wallace's first pitch to the batter, Blaine Krim, is fouled off down the 3rd base line. The Copperheads have taken the first 2 of this series, 10-8 in Athens on Friday night, 7-5 last night here at Grady's Field. The Scouts trying to avoid the sweep. Now the 0-1. A curveball that's roped down the 3rd base line, but just foul, and it'll bring the count. Strikes. Blaine Krim did not play last night. He was in the lineup Friday night in Athens. He went 0 for 4 at Bob Wren Stadium. He singled here in the 2nd inning and then got doubled up at first base on that line drive that Tackett made a good play on at 3rd. The 0-2 pitch. A curveball fouled off behind the plate, and we'll do it over again.
And this will be pitch number 40 for Zach Wallace.
Blaine Krim, the righty, 6 foot, 200 pounds. Kind of a crunch stance in the batter's box. The 0-2, a fastball that bounces way in front of the plate. A good block by catcher Ryan Park. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Takis at the hot corner this afternoon for the Scouts. Ben Beachy at short, Bourgeois at second, Lottenville at first. The infield around the diamond. Now the 1-2, a ground ball just foul on the third base side. And a good fight from Blaine Krim to stay alive. Beachy and Bourgeois playing on the grass. Well, we're on turf here at Grady's Field, but playing on the green turf instead of the tan turf. Now the 1-2. High, that's flied into left field. Going back is Lambert, and that ball is gone. A solo shot from Blaine Krim gives the Copperheads a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 4th.
And that one may have bounced off the scoreboard out in left field. An absolute tank job there by Blaine Krim. And the Scouts now behind in this game. And for Zach Wallace, who has pitched a very impressive game so far, if everything holds to be in line for a loss at this point, it's going to be up to the Scouts offense to try to give him some support here.
Connor Regan at the plate watches a ball low and away. Wallace left the curveball up around the chin, and Blaine Krim took it over the left field wall. At Mississippi College, Krim hit 8 home runs that led his team as Takis fields a one-hopper at third, fires across to Lottenville at first, and Regan is retired. So Krim gives the Copperheads a 2-1 lead here at Grady's Field. He not only led his team with 8 home runs, he led his team in RBIs, 41 at Mississippi College. He got his first hit here today in the second, and now he's 2 for 2 with a solo shot. Justin Kirkpatrick steps inside the box for the Copperheads. Wallace gives him a curveball on the first pitch of the at-bat, and he swings through that one. A big hack from Kirkpatrick. 0-1. Kirkpatrick 1 for 8 coming into this game. And another curveball that he swings through on the outside part of the plate, 0-2. Justin is the one who lined into that double play in the second inning. His one hit is an RBI double. And a swing and a miss on a curveball in the dirt. 3 straight curveballs from Zach Wallace to Justin Kirkpatrick. And there's 2 down here in the 4th.
And that looks to me like the adjustments that you make throughout the game, especially in the third game of a 3-game series. Guys like, both of the catchers respectively, as well as pitching coach Corey Coobs and the pitchers, you got to be able to pick up on those idiosyncrasies. Where is the guy weak? And 3 straight curveballs sends down Kirkpatrick out number 2 here in the inning.
That brings Bryson Smith to the plate. The first pitch to Smith is another curveball that he swings right through. A bunch of whiffs here from the Copperheads, 8 and 9 hitters on this curveball from Zach Wallace. 4 in a row have been curveballs. Let's see if he comes back with it here. The 0-1, a fastball high and tight. 1-1. Bryson Smith from Western Kentucky will be a sophomore for the Hilltoppers. His brother Marshall Smith, as Bryson lines one down the third base line, and that ball is going to be fair. It'll trickle to the left field corner. And Smith is in there with a stand-up double to keep the Copperheads' 4th inning alive. Bryson Smith only hit 2 doubles all year for Western Kentucky, and now in the 3rd game of the young summer season, he ropes a double down the third base line, and with 2 down, that'll bring up the top of the order for the Copperheads. Philip Tomasulo steps in. He's 0 for 1 with a walk today. And the fastball hits him right on the front elbow.
And You know, if you're Zach Wallace, you got to take a deep breath, settle in. You've pitched a great game so far. Don't let the home run and the double in this inning throw you out of your groove. We saw how he was working the curveball against Kirkpatrick and Connor Regan. And now with Justin Antonczyk to the plate, a guy who has been reaching base left and right. It's going to be a big out here, kind of a big breaking point in this fourth inning for the pitcher, Zach Wallace.
Antonczyk 5 for 10 through the first 2 games and a couple innings as he fouls one off behind the plate. He's also reached on a walk and a fielder's choice. So, like you said, 12 at-bats. Antonczyk's reached 7 times for the Copperheads. 2 on, 2 out for Southern Ohio here in the top of the fourth. The Copperheads lead the Scouts 2-1 here at Grady's Field. Smith stands on second. Tomasulo on first. The 0-1 to Justin Antonczyk. An off-speed pitch low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wallace takes the sign from his catcher, Ryan Park. Park was not in the lineup last night. He did catch game 1 for the Scouts. Now the 1-1. A curveball misses once again low. 2 balls and 1 strike. A gorgeous day here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio. A little bit of wind. The American flag blowing in the breeze in right field. The 2-1 pitch is in there for a strike on the inside part of the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Justin Antonczyk. Two down here in the top of the fourth. The problem for the Scouts in this series has been falling behind early. The pitch, Antonczyk fouls it off behind the Copperhead dugout, and we'll stay at 2-2. Wallace takes a big, deep breath. This is a huge out for Wallace in his first start of the year for the Scouts. The 2-2 pitch. Low, and it gets past Park. Might have gone off his glove and above his head, and the runners will move 90 feet up. And there's 2 ducks on the pond for Justin Antonczyk. Park had a little trouble blocking those balls in the dirt on Friday night in Athens as well. If I'm remembering correctly, there was 2 balls that Park let go by him. And now the count is full to Antonczyk. 2 down here in the top of the fourth. Smith on third, Tomasulo on second for the Copperheads.
Big pitch here.
The 3-2. A curveball misses off the outside edge, and the bases are loaded for Daniel McFarland.
Uh-oh. This is not what the Scouts wanted in this particular situation. The bases loaded for 2 most dangerous bats in this lineup, McFarland and Harrison. Truly the 1 through 6 spots in this Copperhead lineup are absolutely lethal. And we see Corey Coobs coming out to the mound. Don't know why Coobs is not wearing his jersey. And as Corey Coobs' roommate, I'll probably pin that on straight disorganization. But Corey Coobs is an analysis guy. And hopefully he has seen something that he can tell Zach that'll get him out of this inning. But he's gonna have to work. He's gonna have to work to get out of this inning unscathed. I mean, when I say unscathed, I mean to limit the damage that's already been done, as the home run and Blaine Krim giving the Copperheads a 2-1 lead here in the top of the fourth inning.
2 runs on 6 hits for the Copperheads. The Scouts, on the other hand, only 1 run on 1 hit, and that was the Bourgeois triple in the first inning, and he came around to score on a wild pitch. McFarland at the plate. The first pitch from Wallace. In there for a strike at the knees. And that was key for Zach Wallace to get ahead on McFarland. McFarland, now 3 for 11 in this series, has 3 RBIs. So he's come through with hits when the Copperheads have needed him to. The 0-1 pitch, high above the head, 1 ball and 1 strike. Wallace taking his time on the mound. The infield for the Scouts with 2 outs in normal depth. Ben Beachy at short, shading towards second base. And now that ball is roped over the head of Bourgeois at second into right field. Owens comes up firing. The throw is way wide. 2-run score for the Copperheads. The throw to third, and the runner is safe at third base. And Tonzik takes third. McFarland goes to second. Smith and Tomasulo score for the Copperheads. And this game is 4-1.
A very unfortunate turn of events. The 2 RBI double there from McFarland. And like we said, he is not out of this inning yet. It's going to be Harrison and then Fuel. Harrison now the 7th batter of the inning here for the Copperheads.
The first pitch to Matt Harrison is grounded foul toward the Scouts' dugout. 0-1. A 3-run 4th inning for Southern Ohio. It all started with a leadoff solo shot from Blaine Krim, Bryson Smith with 2 outs got it going with a double. Tomasulo got hit by a pitch. And Tonzik walked, and then a bases loaded 2 RBI double from Daniel McFarland has made this game 4-1. Zach Wallace's 0-1 pitch is in there on the outside edge for a strike, 0-2. Harrison steps to the plate. He is now 5 for 10 with a walk in this series. 5 RBIs for Matt Harrison. We saw the long ball yesterday. Wallace steps off the mound. Now taking the sign from Park. 2 on, 2 out. The 0-2 pitch. A curveball in there at the knees for strike 3. Wallace gets Harrison looking, but the damage is done here in the 4th. The Copperheads lead 4-1 over the Xenia Scouts, and the Scouts are going to have to rally once again. We'll be right back. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here for the bottom of the 4th at Grady's Field. 4th inning for the Copperheads gives Southern Ohio a 4-1 lead over the Scouts as Ben Beachy steps to the plate for Xenia. Beachy flew out to right field his first time up. The native of Franklin, Ohio tries to get something going for the Scouts. The first pitch is a fastball that Beachy whiffs on, 0-1. Ben Beachy against lefties at Otterbein this past year batted .339. Butch Baird, of course, being a lefty, the 0-1. And it's a ground ball past the third baseman, Bryson Smith. Ben Beachy has a leadoff single here in the fourth for the Scouts.
And just as you said, he was .339 against lefties. Beachy takes the next pitch on the ground into left field, and the Scouts are the leadoff man aboard, something that Bubba Cates emphasizes more than anything else. Now with the 3, 4, and 5 spots in the lineup, we'll see if the Scouts can respond to the big 3-run top of the fourth inning the Copperheads put up.
Caden Owens steps to the plate, a lefty-on-lefty matchup now here for Baird and Owens. The first pitch, an off-speed pitch low for ball 1. Caden Owens, kind of a big talk throughout this first week for the Scouts. He came in late because Oral Roberts, his school, made it to the regionals. He got here the day before the season started. Now the 1-0 pitch is high above Owens' head, but it hits the bat above the back shoulder of Caden Owens. So instead of a wild pitch pass ball, we have ourselves an 0-2 count.
And that is tough. I thought, well, actually, I believe that's a 1-1 count, but I thought that was the sound of the ball hitting the back of Owens' helmet. So a scary moment for many, but just a 1-1 count now.
And I apologize, it is a 1-1 count. Baird will throw over to first. Beachy easily gets back. Well, Caden Owens came in the next day after arriving here in Xenia, got one at bat in the ninth, and ripped a double. It's the ninth inning for the Scouts that fell just short, of course, down by 7. The final score ended up being 10-8 as Owens fouls off a fastball. 1 ball on 2 strikes.
Wouldn't be surprised about depleted. I believe Owens, who just threw about, I believe it was 11 pitches last night, still very much available.
The 1-2 pitch from Baird, a curveball that Owens lays off of. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Caden Owens, a senior at Oral Roberts, but because of his injury history, he's a senior in school, but only a sophomore in. He'll be a junior in baseball. Still 2 years of eligibility left at Oral Roberts.
He might actually be a sophomore.
And now Ben Beachy is picked off at first base on a good move from Butch Baird. And there's now 1 down here in the 4th.
And that's what you risk with the lefty out there on the mound. Some of them have that quick pickoff move, and Butch Baird just getting Ben Beachy. Beachy clearly disappointed in himself.
Beachy, who stole a lot of bases at Otterbein as Owen takes the ball low and away. Beachy 11-13 on stolen bases at Otterbein, was 0-for-1 on stolen bases through the first 2 games, and now it looks like he might have been taking off there. He gets picked off at first base. Not the greatest start on the base pass for Ben Beachy. The 3-2 to Owens. A fastball high at the chin, and Caden Owens is on with a walk. And that's where that base running mistake can really kill the inning for the Scouts. Instead of 2 on and nobody out, Owens is on first with 1 down as Donald Ring steps to the plate for Xenia.
And Ring, who has managed to get on base every time he has come to the plate this season, minus the first at bat of this game.
Ring 2-for-3 with 2 walks and a strikeout yesterday, but what my partner is talking about is the strikeout was a drop third. So Ring hustled down to first base as the ball trickled to the backstop and got on. He grounded out to second baseman Antonzik in the first inning, and now he skies one towards shallow left field under it for the second out of the inning.
Number 25, Jordan.
Caden Owens stays at first, and that'll bring up Jordan Lambert for Xenia. Lambert grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning. But if he gets on the base pass, he can be very dangerous. Jordan Lambert, 4 for 4 on stolen bases through 2 games this year. He's also scored 4 runs. First pitch to Lambert is ripped into right field. It lands right in front of the right fielder, Tomasulo. Owen pulled up at second, and there's 2 on with 2 out here in the 4th inning for the Scouts.
Good looks by Lambert, attacking first pitch right there. And, you know, what we see in Jordan Lambert, as I have touched upon many times before, is he just looks like an athlete out there. And a lot of speed on the base pass here with Owens at second and Lambert at first. And anything, if Aaron Takas could put anything deep into the gap, it would be an opportunity to get 1, perhaps even 2.
Takas steps to the plate. 0 for 5 on the young season with a walk and a fielder's choice. So he's been on base twice as the curveball's low and in the dirt. Blocked by Regan, the catcher, got away from him a little. Lambert started to take off for second, but Owens didn't feel like he had enough to go to third, so the runners stay.
And Lambert was about halfway between second and third at that point, thinking that maybe Owens was going to go as well.
The 1-0 pitch, high and tight, 2 balls and no strikes to Aaron Takas. Takas listed at 6'3", 190. You think he's 6'3", Andrew?
I do not think he is 6'3". I think he's maybe 6'1". Hey, man, I'm 6'1", too.
The 2-0 pitch. Takas rips one past the shortstop. Owens rounding third, and he's going to go. The throw from left field is cut off, and Owens slides into home safely. An RBI single for Aaron Takas, and the Scouts have cut the deficit to 2.
Just as we talked about that speed from Owens on the base path, the moment he saw that ball come off the bat here with 2 outs, he was on the move, and being able to go from second all the way home, covering that 180 feet very, very quickly, throw never even had a shot. And now another runner in scoring position still with 2 outs. We'll see if the Scouts can keep this rally going.
Dylan Lottenville at the plate. The righty struck out in the second inning. The pitch from Baird, a curveball, low in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes to Dylan Lottenville. Lottenville not in the lineup last night. 1 for 5 on the year as he played Friday night in Athens with a walk. The catcher, Regan, goes out and talks to his pitcher, Baird. Two outs here in the bottom of the 4th for the Scouts. 4-2, the Copperhead lead over Xenia. The 1-0 to Dylan Lottenville. A curveball just misses off the inside edge. 2 balls and no strikes. Lottenville waves the bat a couple times at the pitchers, now above his back shoulder. The 0-2 pitch catches the outside corner. The 2-0 pitch catches the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike to Dylan Lottenville. If it was 0-2, he would have been out of here.
Yeah, that would have been it.
Lambert at second. The 2-1 pitch. Lottenville watches it go high. 3 balls and 1 strike. Aaron Takas on first. Just hit an RBI single to score Caden Owens. Lottendale from Hillsdale College. 3 Hillsdale players on this Xenia Scouts team. Donald Ring and Chris Ackerman are the other 2. The 3-1 pitch inside to Lottenville. He walks, and they're loaded for the Scouts.
Great plate discipline there by Lottenville. And now Ryan Park, who is to the plate. And as we've seen from Dylan Baird, who's now on pitch number 55, starting to lose his control a little bit. And the Scouts with the opportunity to have a very correct response to what happened at the top of the 4th.
Park lines one toward the shortstop, Kirkpatrick, who makes the grab just above his right shoulder. do it for the Scouts here in the fourth. Oh, Ryan Park smoked that ball. Unfortunately, right to Kirkpatrick at short. The Scouts get a run back. They trail 4-2 to the Copperheads. We'll be back for the fifth. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here for the top of the fifth at Grady's Field. 4-2, the Copperhead lead over the Scouts. 3 runs in the top half of the fourth for the Copperheads, 1 in the bottom half for the Scouts. And it's 4-2. The first pitch to Josh Fuel from Wallace is an off-speed pitch low and away for ball 1. Fuel, the lefty, 0 for 2 today, grounded out to the second baseman Bourgeois and flew out to Ondina in center. The 1-0, and Fuel swings through a changeup below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Josh Fuel, a native of Kokomo, Indiana. The 1-1 grounded toward first and second. Both the first baseman Lawtonville and Bourgeois dive for that one, but it gets just past both of their gloves, and Fuel is on with a single. So nobody out, 1 on, and Blaine Krim will step to the plate for the Copperheads. Krim did some damages last time up, a solo shot in the fourth inning to get the big inning going for Southern Ohio. Krim taking his time getting into the box. As my friend Andrew Alex will adjust the camera here for you.
You're welcome, folks. You're absolutely welcome.
The first pitch to Krim, a curveball fouled off behind home plate. No balls and 1 strike.
This will be pitch number 73 for Zach Wallison. See the lefty Jack Rains going in the bullpen. Might be time for the Scouts to turn to him soon.
Krim ropes one towards Takas, who fields it on a hop, and the Scouts cannot quite turn to. They get Fuel at second. Lawtonville couldn't quite scoop it out of the turf at first, and Krim reaches on a fielder's choice. A good play by Takas to field it on 1 hop. So the Scouts get the lead runner, but Fuel reaches first with 1 down. Connor Regan steps to the plate for the Copperheads. 0 for 2 today with a strikeout in the second inning as the curveball drops in there for a strike. And a ground out to third in the fourth inning. Regan was a Buffalo Bull. He will transfer to Wright State next year as he lines one into right field. That's going to be down. Owens fields that ball and fires one in. It's cut off by Beachy. And Fuel goes from, Krim goes from first to third. And Regan has himself a single, and the runners are on the corners for the Copperheads.
And we see John Kapicki. He's signaling something out there to the bullpen, a little fingers in a circle motion, which leads me to believe that Zach Wallace might be on the tail end of his appearance here.
I believe that's Jack Rains down there in the bullpen for the Scouts.
Indeed it is.
Rains appeared in game number 1 for Xenia. Pitched 2 1/3 innings, allowed 2 hits and 1 4 did Rains. And now a bunt attempt is fouled off behind the plate by Justin Kirkpatrick. No balls and 1 strike to the shortstop.
Double play ball would be big here. Wouldn't be surprised. Now, does Bryson Smith bat from the left side or the right side? Right.
Bryson Smith is a righty. He's on deck.
So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they're seeing if they can wait for a lefty-lefty matchup to put in Jack Rains, if at all possible. But it's also possible that Wallace would get pulled before that, or he can get out of this inning without that being a necessary move to make.
That pitch misses off the outside edge. 2 balls in to Justin Kirkpatrick. He's 0 for 2 today. He lined out into that double play. He also struck out in the 4th inning. And now the 2-1 from Wallace is high. 3 balls and 1 strike. That lefty matchup is not going to come for a while if the Scouts are waiting to put in Jack Rains. Bryson Smith on deck is a righty. Philip Tomasulo is in the hole is a righty. And Justin Antonzik after that is a righty as well.
Well, so much for that theory.
4-2 Copperheads lead over the Scouts, top of the 5th here at Grady's Field. Now the 3-1 to Kirkpatrick is lined toward Beachy, who dives to his left and makes the play.
And a very athletic play over there by Beachy, very heads up, and a very important out number 2. Mark that as an F6 in your books.
A good play by Beachy to fall to his knees and make the grab. It'll keep runners on the corners. Krim at third, Regan at first for the Copperheads. And Zach Wallace is an out away from getting out of this inning with no damage. And now time is called, and Bubba Cates will come out, and it looks like he will pull Zach Wallace. He points to the bullpen. Wallace, honestly, I don't think he agrees with the decision. Zach Wallace really wanted to finish this 5th inning.
Yeah, no, certainly disappointing, but a good effort out there by Zach Wallace in his first start in the Great Lakes League. And you want to do some out-of-town scoreboard where Rains is warming up?
You read my mind, my friend. We will update you on the Great Lakes League right now.
Well, we're going to want to refresh.
The refresh button might be important.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you want to know...
We can give you scores from about 20 minutes ago.
Which, if we have a time machine, would be relevant. But, all right. So it is the top of the 9th inning in Richmond, Indiana. And here's one you don't hear every day if you've been following this league for a little while. The Richmond Jazz lead the Hamilton Joes 17-4.
They had a big lead yesterday, too. and ended up blowing it.
Well, it's the top of the ninth now, so if they blow this one, that would be some unprecedented business right there. And that's pretty much it for the out-of-town scoreboards. We got Licking County and Cincinnati all tied up at haven't played yet, and none of the other games have played yet. But Licking County and Cincinnati going to play tonight. St. Clair and Grand River, Grand Lake and Galleon, and Lake Erie and Muskegon all set to play in nightcap games tonight. Now, I guess this is a good time to remind everyone that the Xenia Scouts are on the internet, Gabe. Isn't that true?
The internet is a thing,
Yeah,
and
no,
we
the
are
internet.
there.
It's
We are there.
2017, and you can go on the internet. And the Xenia Scouts, you can follow us on Twitter at Xenia Scouts. You can like us on Facebook at Xenia Scouts. You can follow me and Gabe on Twitter. I'm at Andrew Alex Radio.
And I'm at Gabe Geno, Geno 13.
That is what we call, folks, shameless self-promotion. And, of course, you can check out all your Scouts news and updates on the official website of the Xenia Scouts, www.xeniascouts.com. We got anything on Jack Rains, Gabe?
Rains, I already mentioned his line from Friday night. I'll repeat it in case you're just tuning in. He did pitch Friday night versus the Copperheads, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits allowed, 1 run. It was earned. No walks, 4 strikeouts for Jack Rains. So a very good outing on Friday night for Rains.
And if you want to cue into Rain's personality, his walkout song, his warm-up song for pitching is Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. So take that as you will, folks. Take that as you will. But a big spot here. And Rains is going to be tasked to get one very important out here in the top of the 5th.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they brought Rains in now because Bryson Smith, despite being the 9-hole hitter, roped a double off of Zach Wallace his last time up.
2 for 2 on the day, huh?
He singled in the 3rd. He doubled in the 4th. Up here again in the 5th, as the 4th inning was the big inning for the Copperheads. So 3 straight innings, Bryson Smith gets an at-bat. And Rains will not pitch to him yet. He throws over to first. Back safely is Connor Regan. Bryson Smith comes from an athletic family. His brother Matthew was a running back at Wofford College from 2007 to 2010, and his dad played shortstop at Campbell University and Clemson University. The first pitch to Smith is a curveball on the outside edge for strike 1. Smith also has a brother that not only goes to school with him at Western Kentucky and plays with him, but is on this Copperheads team, Marshall Smith, who was in the lineup yesterday, I believe, not in the lineup today. And Rains steps off once again and throws to Lawtonville. I don't know what he's seeing over there. Obviously, they're aware of the double steal that could happen. Rains trying to, excuse me, keep Regan honest. The 0-1 fouled off.
Fouled off into right field, and the count's going to go 0-2 here with 2 away. Jack Rains, not the tallest guy you'll see out there, but ahead in this count, 0-2, has a big opportunity to limit the damage here as the Scouts have not yet allowed a run here in the top half of the 5th. Rains looks, he sets and delivers, just missing off the plate. Jack maybe trying to get him to chase a little bit there, and count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm choking over here.
He's talking too much. It's ruining the vocal cords. Happens to me all the time.
Runners on the corners for the Copperheads. The 1-2 pitch. Skied way high toward the Scouts' dugout. Tack is pursuing and will not have enough room. He reached over the wall.
Only to realize that it was about
20
20
feet.
20 feet out of play. Pick the effort, right?
The count will stay 1-2 to Bryson Smith. Smith, the younger of the Smith brothers. Bryson, a sophomore, will be a sophomore at Western Kentucky. His brother Marshall transferred this past year and will be a junior for the Hilltoppers. The 2-2 to Bryson, a curveball that's lined into left field, and that ball lands just foul. All of the Copperheads fans, a sigh of relief here at Grady's Field. That might have been a 2-run double.
Oh, and the way that that ball was trajectory-wise, it would have, if it had landed fair, it would have landed fair and then had a little backspin deep into foul territory in that far over corner in Grady's field. There would have been plenty of time for runners to advance.
1 balls and 2 strikes. And Smith fouls another one off down the first base line now.
This will be pitch number 7 of the at-bat coming here from Rains. Good work there by Bryson Smith to stay alive.
4-2 the Copperhead lead over the Scouts. Southern Ohio has runners on the corners here in the top of the 5th. The 1-2, a curveball misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryson Smith of the Copperheads up to the plate. He's 2 for 2 today. Jack Rains coming in relief for the Scouts. Rains deals. A curveball fouled off by Smith, and we'll do it all over again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Since falling behind 1-2, Smith has fouled off 4 pitches. Talk about plate discipline.
The 2-2 pitch. A fastball way high and outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The crowd starts to amp up a little. An important pitch here in the top of the 5th. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bryson Smith. Blaine Krim stands on third. Connor Regan on first. The payoff pitch. An off-speed pitch pops way high in the air. Lottenville and Bourgeois coming in. Bourgeois, the second baseman, makes the grab. And the Scouts get out of the inning with no damage done. No runs on 2 hits and 2 left on base for the Copperheads in the 5th. We head to the bottom half of the inning. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Four-2, the Copperheads lead over the Scouts as we head to the bottom of the 5th here at Grady's Field. The Scouts get out of a jam in the top half of the inning. They look to cut in to the lead here in the bottom half of the 5th. Francisco Ondina will lead it off for the Xenia Scouts. The first pitch to Ondina is right down the middle for strike 1. Ondina coming into today, played in both games in this series, 0 for 4 with an RBI, and that RBI is because he has walked 5 times, and one of those walks was with the bases loaded, so a run scored. The 0-1 pitch, a curveball in the outside corner for strike 2. Ondina grounded out in the 3rd inning, so he is now 0 for 5 on the young season. Average of 0.00, on base percentage, 500.
That's a little interesting paradox you got there.
The curveball that Ondina swings through low and away. And Francisco Ondina still without a hit this season. And that'll bring up Ange Bourgeois. The 5th strikeout of the day for Butch Baird. And Ange Bourgeois steps to the plate. He struck out his last time up, but he did hit a triple down the left field line in the first inning. Came around to score on a wild pitch. And a first pitch curveball drops in for a strike.
And we have seen a lot from this Copperhead starting rotation. We can tell you 1 through 3. As he lays that one in there for a called strike, too. It's going to be a very dangerous rotation throughout the season, Gabe.
This Copperheads team as a whole looks very dangerous. They could make some noise in the Southern Division. They got a shot at winning this thing if they keep playing like this. A curveball outside. Bourgeois barely gets a piece of the bat on it. And the count is 1-2 to Ange Bourgeois. At least that's what the scoreboard said. I think it's 0-2.
I believe it's 0-2 as well.
The 0-2 pitch. Another off-speed pitch. Bourgeois checks his swing, but he does go. Drop third strike. The throw from the catcher, Regan, to Fuel at first, and Bourgeois is retired. Strikeout number 6 for Butch Baird. And that'll bring up Ben Beachy, who singled his last time up in the 4th, but then got picked off at first base. The Scouts did get a run in the 4th, but can you imagine Beachy doesn't get picked off? It's at least 4-3 right now, if not 4-4, because that would have given the Scouts an extra out.
Indeed. That's a it's tough to go back like that, though. The what-if game. If that,
Could play that every game.
That could have been a big blow-up inning.
Beachy checks his swing on a fastball that misses. 2 balls and no strikes to the Otterbein College Cardinal. The pitch. Another fastball outside. Ben Beachy is ahead of the count. 3 balls and no strikes. Butch Baird has had that curveball working this inning, but the fastball just missing. The 3-0 pitch. This time it catches the outside edge. 3 balls and 1 strike. Beachy, 1 for 2 today. I mentioned the single in the 4th. He flew out to right in the 1st. Looking for his pitch here on 3-1. And he got it. He skies one toward the line in right field. That ball carries toward the warning track, and it's caught on the wall by Philip Tomasulo for out number 2 of this inning. Excuse me, out number 3 of this inning. That ball just kept carrying.
And, the windy day, I guess that just had a little bit more on it than we thought it did. So.
And we'll head to the top of the 6th with the Copperheads still ahead 4-2 here at Grady's Field. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here for the top of the 6th at Grady's Field. Jack Rain still on to pitch for the Scouts. The Copperheads lead the Scouts 4-2 as we head to the 6th. And I believe Andrew Alix has a little public service announcement for y'all.
Just a quick reminder that the Xenia Scouts Radio Network is brought to you by Snap Fitness. Snap Fitness, the official 24-hour fitness destination of your Xenia Scouts. And another friendly reminder, so I'm assuming that you're watching on YouTube right now, why don't you go click that little red subscribe button? By subscribing, you will be constantly aware of the start time and everything that we're doing here at the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Do I have anything else? Oh, yes, one more public service announcement. There will be a Xenia Scouts gear sale next Sunday on June the 18th. You don't want to miss it. If you have kids who are on the team, send them money. Tell them to buy you something. Gabe?
Tomasulo lays down a bunt, and it's right to Jack Rains in the air. That ball would have landed on the mound. Rains makes the catch, and there's one down here in the top of the sixth.
Jack Rains and Tomasulo not willing to wait for the public service announcement to end, but a 1 pitch out, which is good, given that the first batter that he faced was a 10 pitch out.
And that'll bring up Justin Antonzik, for the Copperheads. Antonzik has reached base all 3 times today. The first pitch to him is a strike on the inside corner. He singled in the first inning, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, and walked in the fourth. He has been stopped at third every time he's been on base. Has not come around to score yet, as Rains paints a fastball on the outside corner for strike 2. Justin Antonzik, a freshman at Michigan State this past year, got 2 at-bats for the Spartans. 0 for 2 in those 2 at-bats, and now he strikes out on a curveball low. Justin Antonzik's second strikeout of the year, and that'll bring up Daniel McFarland for the Copperheads. Rains' first strikeout on the mound. And McFarland steps up 2 for 3 today, a single in the first inning, 2 RBI double in the fourth inning, and he also had an RBI ground out in the third. So 3 RBIs on the day for Daniel McFarland. 3 of the 4 runs off the bat of Daniel McFarland as a curveball paints the outside corner for strike 1. McFarland in center field this afternoon as he swings through a pitch way off the outside corner, but it helps out Jack Rains, and it's 0-2. Rains takes the sign from Park. The lefty deals the 0-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch grounded toward Beachy at short. He comes up, fires across the diamond. Lottonville's stretch is just off the bag. He stretched. His foot was just off the bag. And McFarland beats out the infield single to keep the inning alive.
And definitely going to be ruled an infield single rather than an error there, because the ball was hit very hard. Beachy had to, work very hard to double clutch the ball and then throw on over to first, rushing the throw, pulling Lottonville off the bag. None of that would have happened if the ball wasn't absolutely ripped. So we're going to reward them with a hit on that one. So the first hit here allowed by Jack Rains.
Matt Harrison at the plate for the Copperheads. 0 for 2 with a walk today. He struck out his last time up in the fourth inning. The first pitch to Harrison, a pitch out. And that's not Ryan Park calling for that. That's Coach Corey Koobs on the bench calling pitches this year for the Scouts. Must have thought the runner McFarland on first was going. The 1-0 pitch, a fastball outside, ball 2. Harrison came into today 5 for 9 with 5 RBIs. No hits thus far this afternoon. The 0-2 pitch is low and in. The 2-0 pitch is low and in. 3 balls and no strikes. I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Harrison has the green light on 3-0, the pitch, and he did. He takes a hack at a fastball up high. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Definitely swinging at ball 4 there, does Matt Harrison.
Had a home run yesterday, did Harrison. Now the 3-1. He fouls it off behind the Copperhead dugout, and Jack Rains is battled back. 3 balls and 2 strikes to the sophomore playing left field today. Harrison, the righty. The pitch from Rains, the payoff pitch, grounded toward Beachy at short. He bobbles it, fires to first, and this time, Beachy to Lottonville works for the 3rd out of the inning. Matt Harrison is retired 1 hit, no runs, 1 left on base for the Copperheads. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Copperheads 4, Scouts 2. You're listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the 6th here at Grady's Field. The Copperheads lead your Scouts 4-2 as we head to the bottom half of the inning. Caden Owens will lead it off for the Scouts. Owens struck out in the 1st inning, reached on a walk, and came around to score on an RBI single from Aaron Takis in the 4th. A lefty-on-lefty matchup as Butch Baird is still on the mound for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Pitch count at 66 right now as the first pitch to Owens is a ball low, make it 67 for Butch Baird. 2 runs on 4 hits for the Scouts, 4 runs on 9 hits for the Copperheads. And now Owens watches another ball downstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch. Owens skies one into very shallow center field. Coming on is the center fielder McFarland, who makes the grab. He called off the shortstop Kirkpatrick, and Caden Owens is retired here in the 6th.
And that looked like it almost could have been a recipe for disaster for the center fielder there. As you know, sometimes in the first couple games of a season, with plays like that, when it comes to the communication within the field, there can be errors. But credit to the center fielder, Daniel McFarland, for calling him off, and the shortstop Kirkpatrick for making the move away. Out number 1 there.
Donald Rain, the cleanup hitter, designated hitter today. Comes in, the lefty takes ball 1 high and tight on a curveball. He's 0 for 2. A ground out to the second baseman, Antonzik, in the 1st inning. A fly out to Harrison in left in the 4th. This time, Ring takes a strike right down the heart of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Donald Ring, one of 3 returners on this Scouts team, as he takes a curveball low and away. Ring last year for the Scouts played in 23 of the 42 games. He batted .207 at the plate. 23 hits, 7 doubles, 8 RBIs for Ring last season. So he bats .207 in the summer, then he goes to Hillsdale this year. And you could say it was a breakout year. He bats .316, a .674 slugging percentage for Donald Ring. 16 doubles, 17 home runs for Donald Ring, and I believe that was a school record.
School record, broke it on a grand slam.
Ring this time chops one towards second base. Antonzik charges, flips over to first, and Donald Ring is retired for the 3rd time today. 2 down here in the 6th for the Scouts. And that'll bring up Jordan Lambert for Xenia. Lambert singled his last time up in the 4th. He grounded out to Antonzik at second in the 2nd inning. Jordan Lambert, a guy not afraid to take a hack on the first pitch. If he sees what he wants, he's going to let it fly. The first pitch, a curveball that catches the outside edge. No balls and 1 strike. The 0-1 from Butch Baird, a fastball that Lambert bloops toward right field. The right fielder, Philip Tomasulo, comes in and makes the grab, and the Scouts go down 1-2-3 here in the 6th inning. Not exactly what Xenia was looking for, but there's 9 outs left to go for the Scouts, and the Copperheads still lead 4-2. We'll be right back on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
And we are going into the top of the 7th inning. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. Gabe Genovesi.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's try to make that my only mistake as we're going to take you all the way home here. The batter is Josh Fuel. Fuel 1 for 3 on the day. He singled his last time up. He bats from the left side against the left-handed pitcher Jack Rains. First pitch from Rains. Slider on the outside. Ball 1. Fuel from Heartland Community College, the native of Kokomo, Indiana. 1-0 the count. Rains delivers. That one coming on the inside. So ahead in the count 2-0 is Josh Fuel. Now, interesting fact about Kokomo, Indiana. It was actually named after Chief Ma Kokomo of the Miami Indian tribe. Wikipedia is a great website, folks. 2-0 pitch upstairs. Count goes 3-0. But looks like Fuel's going to stay close to home. He will be transferring to the Indiana University at Kokomo, where he will be on the team for their first baseball season ever. 3-0 get me across, finds the zone, moves the count 3-1. So, Gabe, as we have some guys headed from programs that are going defunct, we have other guys who are at programs that are starting anew.
Josh Fuel really had a successful season at his community college. I believe that was Heartland Community College. Sorry, I don't have my notes in front of me right now. But yeah, this guy can hit. I believe it was 366 in school. Now he's going to transfer to a program that first ever season. I'm curious to see how they do.
3-2 now. That one in there for a called strike 3. He got him looking. The second strikeout of the day for the lefty Jack Rains, and 1 away now for the Scouts here in the top of the 7th. Rains, after falling behind in that quick count, quickly works his way back in. Goes from 3-0 to 3 straight strikes. It's going to bring Blaine Krim to the plate. Krim, he has reached base all 3 times. 2 for 3 on the day, a single, a home run, and reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch to him, up and away, ball 1. Krim, the native of Mobile, Alabama. So not too much representation from Alabama here, but if you remember, the Licking County Settlers last season had guys from Northern Alabama, Southern Alabama, Western Alabama. It was all the schools that you'd think of other than the University of Alabama. As he swings and misses at that one, he was at the count 1-1. Actually, and of course, you remember Jeremy Johnson, the center fielder for the Lima Locos last year. He was from Auburn. He's actually playing for the AIA team in Alaska, the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks this season. Change up, swung on, and missed there. That's a tidbit right there, but Jeremy Johnson, great guy, heck of an athlete. We'll see if he can make an impact for the Chinooks in the Alaska League. Of course, I, at one point, broadcasted for the Chinooks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With 1 away here, Rain sets, delivers, and that one taken on the inside, evens up the count 2-2. Blaine Krim, known as Mississippi. So we'll call him that, Mississippi. He bats from the right side against the lefty. Swung on and missed strike three, and two men have come to the plate, and two men have been sat down via the strikeout. Jack Rains, his third of the day now, and two away quickly, and Connor Regan to the plate. And he got him to chase there, Gabe. That ball was certainly up and away. But something about
Mississippi was hacking there.
Mississippi going rebel wild there. First pitch to Connor Regan, low and in, ball one.
That just sounds so weird, calling a guy Mississippi. That is his nickname.
I feel like it would be so much easier to call a guy Alabama.
or
just
not a state.
Why don't you just call him Dixie? 1-0 pitch upstairs, 2-0. Yeah, or you just call him Blaine. That's a cool enough name. If I was named Blaine, I feel like people would call me Blaine.
He's not even from Mississippi. He goes to college in Mississippi.
He's from Alabama. It's just very confusing. Shows the kind of logic that this Copperheads team has. 2-0 pitch, curveball finds the zone, a called strike one. 2 balls, 1 strike here with 2 outs. We're in the top of the 7th inning. 4-2 Copperheads is your score. Andrew Alix alongside Gabe Genovesi. Got it right that time. Rains looks to the catcher Park. He delivers. Swung on and missed there, and Rains continues to pound the zone. Evens up this count 2-2. 1 strike away from striking out the side here. So Rains looks to Ryan Park, and time is called now. This will be pitch number 39 for Rains. And swung on and missed strike 3. He strikes out the side. Jack Rains strikes out Josh Buell, Blaine Krim, and Connor Regan to send the Copperheads down in the top of the 7th. No runs on no hits, and no one even putting a ball in play. We have reached the middle of the 7th inning. The Copperheads still lead the Scouts by a score of 4-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'm telling you, we'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. A new pitcher in for the Southern Ohio Copperheads as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning. Andrew Alix alongside Gabe Genovesi. Here the Scouts trailing by a score of 4-2. The new man on the mound for the Copperheads, the right-handed Jesse James. James stands at 6 foot tall, 178 pounds, the native of Rush, Kentucky. He went to Shawnee State University this past spring, a member of the Shawnee State Bears baseball club, where he appeared in 17 games, pitched 22 and a third innings, posting a 6.04 ERA, striking out 21, walking just 7, a 3.08 batting average against. Aaron Takis leads off. First pitch to Aaron. That one taken on the inside. Ball number 1. Now, Takis, he's the last time up. He got his first hit and his second RBI, actually, because he got his first RBI on opening night, drawing a bases-loaded walk. 1-0 pitch to Takis, taken up and away. He's ahead in this count, 2-0.
And Jesse James actually pitched Friday night against us as well. Came in for 2 2/3 innings. No hits, no runs. He did walk 2, struck out 2.
2-0 pitch taken by Takis. Finds the outside part of the zone, though. Moves the count 2-1. Here's the 2-1 delivery now. And Takis watches low. So good discipline there by Takis. Finds himself in very much a hitter's 3-1 count here. Nobody out in the bottom of the 7th. Scouts trailing by a score of 4-2. The 3-1 pitch. And Takis grounds that one deep in the hole, second base. A diving Antonzik is going to make the throw off the bag. And Aaron Takis safe at first. He's actually going to run in to the first baseman, Josh Fuel, and hit the deck. But quickly to his feet is Aaron Takis. I'm going to say that that would probably be a hit because it was so deep in the hole that it looked like Antonzik was throwing it off balance. So call it his second hit of the day for Aaron Takis. And the Scouts with the leadoff man aboard for just the second time this game. So Aaron Takis at first. It's going to bring Dylan Lottenville to the plate. Lottenville, he is 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out swinging his first time up. Drew a walk his second time up. That was back in the 4th. So Takis over at first, takes a decent-sized lead. Lottenville, he bats from the right side. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. Lottenville from Hillsdale College, the native of the state of Washington. Righty-righty matchup here. Takis dancing over at first. Pitch, check swing, did he go? Appeal to the umpire, says he did not, so laying off there is Dylan Lottenville. He been at the count of ball and strike. Ryan Park awaits on deck. The Scouts trying to have some late inning magic that may finally result in a win. 1-1. And Lottenville lifts that one high in the air to left field. Chasing over is going to be the left fielder into foul territory. Matt Harrison, the left fielder, makes the grab. Sprinting back to first base is Aaron Takis. So that's out number 1. And what looked like it had a lot of potential off the bat, just a little too high and not far enough. So 1 away now. Mark it down as an F7 in your books, and you bring Ryan Park to the plate. Ryan Park, he is 0 for 2 on the day.
And hit that liner to short his last time up.
Hit the ball hard, but at someone. A problem that you'll see in baseball. First pitch looked like almost a pitch out there, as Takis is making some noise on the base paths. Takis still dancing over there as Park takes the 1-0 pitch for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here. And a man at first in the bottom of the 7th. The Scouts trailing by a score of 4-2. Jesse James, he delivers. And that one's hit high in the air, foul ground, going to go out of play. And hitting the top of the, I guess like a awning? What would be the word to describe what we have here? All the seats are under a like deck kind of thing. So you won't get rained on if you decide to make the trip out to Grady's Field on a rainy day. 1-2 the count. And that one is blooped in the air, shallow center field, and that one's going to drop. Ryan Park with his first hit of the day, and a couple of hits here have the Xenia Scouts in business. Runners at first and second, and 1 out. It's going to be Francisco Andina to the plate, and the Scouts, who managed just 1 hit in the first 3 innings, have managed 2 here in the 7th. That is hit number 7 or 6 on the day for the Scouts, Gabe.
That would be hit number 6.
Hit number 6. So Francisco Andina to the plate. Runners at first and second, and 1 out. Takis still dancing over at third. He's got a decent-sized lead. First pitch to Andina. That one is inside. Andina 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out swinging his last time up. His first time up, grounding out over to first. Still hitless on the young season. This would be a big spot for him to come up with his first base knock. While still hitless, Andina has drawn 5 walks on the season. So the on-base percentage still very much above average. And the runner, Takis, is going to go. Oh, but foul ball down the first base line. Takis had a great jump. And that ball would have been so low and in that it would have been a very tough task for the catcher, Connor Rakin, to get the runner over at third. But
in my guess there is Takis did that on his own. Andina wouldn't have swung if he knew
Yeah.
that the double steal was on
Yeah.
and a pitch that low. Or now that I'm saying this, could have been a hit and run from Bubba Cates as
It
well.
very much could have
But
been.
normally with runners on first and second, you do not see the hit and run.
Ball in the strike now. Here's the pitch. That one finds the zone, a called strike. So Andina now behind in the count 1-2. The Scouts looking to put a tattoo on the Southern Ohio bullpen. Butch Baird, the starting pitcher, pitching himself quite a gem. Curveball, and that one is lifted into left center field, and it's going to be caught by a diving center fielder, Daniel McFarland, who tracked over what looked like about half a mile to make the grab, and the Scouts are robbed of what could have been an RBI single, if not a 2 RBI single that would have tied the game.
That's a fantastic play by the center fielder, Daniel McFarland. He was already shading over to his right a little. Andina hit that in to left center. He was shading toward left field, and he makes a great sliding catch to keep this ball game at 4-2 with 2 down.
Top of the order and back to Ange Bourgeois. Bourgeois 1 for 3 on the day, tripled his first time up. Since then, a couple of strikeouts, one swinging, one looking, and of course, following that triple by Bourgeois, he ended up coming home to score one of the Scouts' 2 runs. That was on a wild pitch. He swings and misses at the first pitch. So he awaits the 0-1 now. Runners at first and second, and 2 outs. And Bourgeois lifts that one into center field, and that's going to be caught again by a diving. Oh, no, he didn't catch it. He did not catch it. He must have lost the ball, so we'll call it a single. We'll call it an RBI single off the bat of Ange Bourgeois. Coming home to score, Aaron Takis. The Scouts have runners at the corners, now trailing by just 1. And I'm sorry for the mix-up, folks, but it looks like McFarland had been able to clutch that ball in the glove, but it must have fallen out. The umpire says no catch. Coming home to score, Aaron Takis. And we have runners at the corners, and now Ben Beachy to the plate. So
in that time, McFarland might have trapped that one on the turf. That ball might have bounced just in front of his glove because I didn't see it on the ground. He lifted it up, but the umpire in the field said that ball bounced. And now Beachy has a chance to tie this game.
Runners at the corners for Ben Beachy. It's Ryan Park at third, Ange Bourgeois at first. First pitch was a ball. Beachy awaits. That one finds the zone, a called strike. Ben Beachy on the day. He's 1 for 3. Singled back in the fourth. Ended up getting called out on a pretty nice pickoff attempt for the pitcher, Butch Baird. Other than that, a couple flyouts to right field. But he steps in with a big opportunity. The runner, Bourgeois, goes. And that one taken on the inside. And they're just going to allow the runner, Bourgeois, to advance to second. Call that defensive indifference. And now 2 runners in scoring position. And Ben Beachy finds himself with an opportunity to possibly, with an extra base hit, give his Scouts the lead. The pitch. And that one is knocked into left field, and that's going to drop in fair territory. Coming home to score is Ryan Park, Ange Bourgeois, and heading into second with an RBI double is Ben Beachy. He gives the Scouts a 5-4 lead, and that is about as clutch as they come, Gabe.
Ben Beachy coming through big time for the Xenia Scouts with runners in scoring position in school. He hit 298. He picks up right where he left off. He stands on second, and the Scouts have their first lead of the game, and I believe only their second lead of the season.
So now, the Scouts able to get into the bullpen, and with Caden Owens at the plate, the opportunity's still going. Owens steps in, first pitch. That one, probably a slider, it looked like, taken on the inside part of the zone. Owens is 0 for 2 today. He drew a walk, ended up coming around to score back in the fourth. Ben Beachy stands at second. Nothing in 1 to count, 2 away here. And that one fouled straight back, and we've seen that with Owens a couple times so far today, where he is just missing on these balls that are being fouled hard, in a straight line directly back. So nothing can do the count. 2 away. Beachy stands at second. Jesse James looks back to second. Here's the 0-2. And that one on the outside in the dirt, taken all the way there by Owens, moves the count 1-2. Owens from Oral Roberts University. 2 for 9 on the season now. He waits. Beachy dancing. Big lead over at second. The pitch and swung on and missed strike 3. They got Owens swinging on the changeup. So that's going to do it for the Scouts in the home half of the 7th. But 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 man left aboard. We have played 7 innings of baseball here at Grady's Field in beautiful Xenia, Ohio. The Scouts lead the Copperheads by a score of 5-4. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got plenty of baseball left to play. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top of the 8th inning we go. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. The Scouts have taken a 5-4 lead here against the Southern Ohio Copperheads. It's going to be Justin Kirkpatrick, Bryson Smith, and Philip Tomasulo back out to face the lefty Jack Rains. First pitch gets Kirkpatrick to swing and miss there. Rains in the 7th inning struck out the side. Got Josh Fuel looking, and then Blaine Krim and Connor Regan both swinging. 0-1 from Rains, swung on and missed again. So Rains ahead in this count, 0-2. No signs of letting up. The Scouts, who still winless on the young season, are going to need to get 6 outs without allowing a Southern Ohio Copperhead to cross the plate in order to win this one. 0-2 pitch way on the outside. Looks like Rains might have just lost that one. Moves the count 1-2. Kirkpatrick 0 for 3 on the day. A couple of lineouts and a strikeout. The pitch, and that one grounded over towards short. Beachy fields it on one hop. Long throw over to first is going to be in. Oh, they're not going to say. They're going to say it pulled Lawtonville off the bag. So mark that one down as an infield hit for Justin Kirkpatrick. And now the tying run aboard for the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Bryson Smith to the plate. So just the second hit allowed in 2 1/3 innings of work from Jack Rains. And now to face the first batter that he saw all day, that's Bryson Smith. Rains came in with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th and runners at the corners and got Bryson Smith to fly out and infield fly to second. First pitch to Smith. That one is fouled hard out of play on the right field side. 0-1 the count. Smith, other than against Rains, had himself quite a day. He singled in the 3rd, doubled back in the 4th. So call him 2 for 3 on the day. Also came around to score 2 of the Southern Ohio Copperheads' 4 runs on the day. 0-1. Pickoff attempt from Rains over up to first. Not going to be in time to get Kirkpatrick. Bryson Smith, who plays He's school ball with the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky, a Division I program. Went 16-39 this year. The runner goes, throw over to second, going to be high. And good job there by Ben Beachy to not let that ball fly into the outfield, but sliding in safely to second base is going to be Justin Kirkpatrick. And the tying run now in scoring position. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith, whose father played shortstop at Division I baseball powerhouse Clemson University. Breaking ball, that one's hit high in the air, foul territory, first base side, chasing over is Lottenville. He's going to come under and make the grab. Doing a little fake out tag from second. It's going to be Justin Kirkpatrick, but he quickly retreats. At the end of the day, mark that down as out number 1 and F3 in your book, and back to the top of the Southern Ohio order with Philip Tomasula. Tomasula, he's 0 for 2 on the day, but has reached base twice. A walk in the third, hit by a pitch in the fourth, ended up coming around to score a run. Tomasula, 2 for 6 on the year, has scored 4 runs, 2 strikeouts as well. Flew out to Rains his first time up against the lefty from Baldwin Wallace. First pitch fouled straight back, 0-1 goes the count. Tomasula, the leadoff man, as we mentioned before, played in the past at the University of Buffalo. Headed to Wright State, did you say?
He is undecided.
Oh, he is undecided, so it's Regan to Wright State.
Yes, there are 3 Buffalo Bulls members on this team. Regan is one of them, heading to Wright State.
Time called there. 5-4 the score in favor of the Scouts. Runner at second with 1 away, 0-1 the count. Rains looks to the catcher Park. He sets, delivers. Breaking ball off the plate. Ball 1. Evens up the count, a ball and a strike. It has been a hot one here at Grady's Field, about 87, 88 degrees. And humid nonetheless. 1-1. Off again. And what's our pitch count that we have on Jack Rains here?
Jack Rains now at 48 pitches, 32 strikes, 16 balls. So he's been efficient.
That is a lot for a reliever, however. Rains steps back and looks over to Kirkpatrick at second. It's Tomasula at the plate. Justin Antonzik waits on deck. And in the ninth, if he can retire these two, it'll be the heart of that Copperhead order, at least guaranteed to come up. Pitch, fouled back. Evens up the count 2-2.
That's 2 fastballs that Tomasulo has tried to jump on. Trying to jam him on the inside. Rains left that one just over the plate a little bit. Got a little lucky. Tomasulo missed it.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. The lefty Rains against the right-handed hitting Philip Tomasulo. 2-2 pitch. And that one fouled off yet again. Out of play. We're going to stay at 2-2. Scouts looking to pick up their first win of this young season. Kirkpatrick leads at second. Looking back is Rains. He sets and delivers. Breaking ball just off the plate, just missing. Rains going with the curveball there. Tad bit off the plate, maybe trying to get Tomasulo to reach a little bit, but good eye by Tomasulo watching, and that's ball 3. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Rains, he looks back to second. He sets and delivers, and that's going to be another curveball, missing yet again. Ball 4, and Philip Tomasulo drawing the walk there. And now it's going to bring up Justin Antonzik with runners at first and second, and Bubba Cates coming out now. to have a word with Philip, or not with Philip Tomasula, with Jack Rains. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to go for Caden Owens for 5 outs after what we saw from Owens in last night's contest game.
Owens struck out 2 in that inning. Talking to Owens after the game, he hadn't pitched in years because of arm troubles, and even when he was available on the field and in the outfield because of the arm troubles, Oral Roberts would not throw him on the mound. Bubba Cates wasn't afraid to do it last night. Brought him in for an inning. He did his job. We'll see what the reigning manager of the year decides to do here.
He is one of the great baseball minds you will ever meet. But perhaps just talking shop here, and he's going to give the lefty the opportunity to try to get himself out of this inning. But let me tell you, folks, that's going to be no easy task. Justin Antonzik to the plate. Antonzik, he is 1 for 3 today. He singled back in the first inning, grounded into a fielder's choice in the third, struck out in the sixth, also drew a walk back in the fourth. Antonzik, prior to his strikeout in the sixth, had been stranded at third 3 times. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch. That one is just high. 1-0 goes the count. And for Jack Rains, the concern, if you're a Scouts fan, has got to be how long do you think this guy physically can go?
53 pitches right now.
In relief. That is a lot. Runner goes. Throw over to third. Oh, it's going to be high and go over the head of Aaron Takas into left field. Coming home to score is going to be Justin Kirkpatrick. And just like that, this game is all tied up at 5 with the go-ahead run standing 90 feet away, Gabe.
It's exactly what you cannot do if you're Ryan Park.
And that is, in all likelihood, probably what they were trying to draw. So now, with a runner at third, a tie ball game, 5 runs apiece, infield coming in, play is going to be at home. The priority at this point has got to be to hold the runner. That pitch fouled off. Count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes here with 1 out. And if you're Jack Rains, that has got to be one that you scoff at. Putting the first run on the board since back in that 3-run 4th inning. Curveball grounded into the hole. No one covering first. The throw to home. Not going to be in time. Ryan Park unable to get that tag down. So coming home there is Philip Tomasulo. And just as the Scouts add 3 in the home half of the 7th, it's the Copperheads responding with 2 quick ones here. They now have a 6-5 lead. So a runner at first. Here's the pitch. First pitch in there, called strike 1. The batter, Daniel McFarland. McFarland from Eastern Kentucky. Scouts trailing by just 1 now. Well, that's a weird way to put it, given that they just relinquished the lead. But Scouts trailing 6-5. Double play ball will get them out of this inning. It's McFarland, Harrison, and Josh Fuel are the man on and the 2 men that wait in the Copperhead on-deck circle and in the hole. Big lead over at first for the speedy Antonzik. That one's hit high in the air into left field. Coming under it, Jordan Lambert. And doesn't look like the runner at first realized that there was only 1 out. Throw back to first for the tag. Will be in time. Call it an F7. Back to 1 or back to 3. Double play. And the damage limited there. A mental error for the young Justin Antonzik, who must have thought there were 2 outs as he was leisurely jogging over by second. And good looks by Jordan Lambert to realize it, rocket it back to first with that powerful arm and get him before he can go tag back. But 2 runs on a couple of hits and nobody left aboard for the Copperheads. We have reached the middle of the 8th inning. The score 6-5 in favor of Southern Ohio. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning, Andrew Alix alongside Gabe Genovesi. The Scouts trailing this game by just 1 run. The score is 6-5 in favor of the Southern Ohio Copperheads. It's a new pitcher into the game, and that's going to be Ty Sunken. Sunken, who is primarily a position player. He was in the starting lineup for the Copperheads in both of the previous 2 matchups. And he'll face off against Donald Ring. Donald Ring attacks first pitch, foul ball, first base side, going to go out of play. Sunken, who plays for the Bowling Green State University Falcons, headed into his junior year there. We saw him play in this league last year with the Irish Hills Leprechauns. 0-1 pitch, and Don lifts that one high in the air. Once again, foul back over the home plate area and over the grandstands behind Grady's field, and quickly behind in this count, 0-2 is Donald Ring.
He's given Ring 2 straight fastballs inside. I could tell Ring wanted to yank one down the right field line, just couldn't quite do it.
0-2 curveball gets away from Sunken as he taps on his chest and gives his catcher the "that's me." It's Donald Ring at the plate, Jordan Lambert, and Aaron Takas. Ring still looking for his first hit of the day, a couple of ground outs and a flyout. And Ring swings and misses there. Struck out and one away with Jordan Lambert coming to the plate. Lambert on the day, he is 1 for 3. Single back in the 4th. 3 for 10 on the year. Couple of RBIs. 4 stolen bases in the first 2 games. 1-0 pitch to Lambert. And Lambert watching low there. Ahead in this count, 2-0. If you're Jordan Lambert, your priority has to be getting on base. You know that speed. The ability to create a run will be big. 2-0 pitch up and away to Lambert. He's ahead in this count, 3-0. And it is unlikely that he would have the green light there. He does not. Watch his fastball right down the pipe. Get me across her. Count goes 3-1. Sunken looks to his catcher. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And Lambert tips that one back down. Foul ball. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looks like Caden Owens warming up in the bullpen for the Xenia Scouts. My prediction proving to possibly be correct. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. And that one taken low and inside, ball 4. The Scouts have the tying run aboard in the speedy Jordan Lambert, and it's going to be Aaron Takas to the plate now. Takas has had himself a little bit of a day after going hitless in his first 2 contests. He now is 2 for 3 on the day, scored a run and drove one in as well.
Would not be surprised to see Jordan Lambert take off here. He's 4 for 4 on stolen base attempts thus far this year.
We will certainly keep an eye on him. Lambert leading over at first. First pitch to Takas. That one clips the lower inside part of the zone. Called strike one.
Talk about clips. That's almost exactly where the ball to Jordan Lambert was on the pitch before.
A little changing in the zone there. Lambert, couple feet out. That pitch, which seemed to be the exact same pitch as the last time, this time called a ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count to Aaron Takas. One, 1. And Takas grounds that one foul first base side. Behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes now with 1 away. A runner at first in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Scouts trailing this game 6-5. A nail-biter in the series finale of this opening series between the Scouts and their Southern Division rivals, the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Pitch. That one low and in, almost looked like it might have gotten Takas in the knee, but he quickly gets out of the way there, and all that's going to do is even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good work by the Southern Ohio catcher, Connor Regan, to not let that one to get behind him and allow Jordan Lambert to advance. So 2-2 now. Here's the pitch. That one off the plate. The count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ty Sunken gonna have to give a pitch to hit here. Dylan Lottenville awaits on deck. Pickoff attempt. Oh, very close, but Jordan Lambert with that 6'4" frame able to extend to even just the longest of a fingertip. Get back in there safely. Perhaps catching him off guard a little bit. But he does not hesitate with the lead. Lambert takes his lead. Takas awaits the 3-2 pitch, and time is called. Looks like there's going to be a meeting at the mound between Regan and the pitcher, Ty Sunken.
And I am very surprised that Jordan Lambert has not attempted to steal second yet, and his leads have been rather small as well. Maybe Bubba Cates thinking, don't run yourself out of an inning here, but with 1 down by 1 in the bottom of the 8th, I'm surprised Lambert hasn't tried, especially being 4 for 4 thus far this year.
I would not be surprised if he were to go here on 3-2 to at least take away that double play ball on the hit and run if Takas were to hit a ground ball on the infield. 3-2 the count. Sunken, he delivers, and that one is hit high in the air into left field. Coming under at the left fielder, Matt Harrison, and makes the can of corn grab for out number 2. And it'll be up to Dylan Lottenville to keep this inning going for the Xenia Scouts, who trail by 1 in this game. Lottenville, hitless on the day, 0 for 2. Did draw a walk back in the 4th. 1 for 7 on the year. Scored a couple of runs. 4 strikeouts as well. The Hillsdale College Charger. First pitch to him, inside, ball 1. The tying run is aboard. Lottenville, who does have power for extra base hits, watches inside again. He's ahead in this count, 2 balls, no strikes, but 2 away. Bottom of the 8th.
No extra base hits here in the regular season, but in the exhibition game at Prasco Park, Lottenville did double to the warning track.
Pickoff attempt there from Sunken to try to keep Jordan Lambert honest there. Lottenville, he bats from the right side. Pitch, and he fouls that one straight back into the screen. The count moves 2-1.
And that's exactly what he was looking for. A 2-0 fastball right at the knees down the heart of the plate. Just missed it.
Lottenville at Hillsdale, 261, 4 doubles, 6 home runs, drove in 26, appearing in 51 games, starting 44 of them. 2-1 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did. And Lawtonville now down to his final strike here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch. That one in the dirt. Throw back over to first. Not going to be able to get Lambert there as the throw was high, and Lambert just easily scurrying back. But the count now full to Dylan Lawtonville. 3 balls, 2 strikes, but 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 8th, a runner at first. 6-5, Copperheads your score. Sunken looks to the catcher, Reagan. And time is called again. The drama building here at Grady's Field. The Scouts looking to pick up their first win of the season. Ryan Park awaits on deck. And that one is up and in, ball 4. A good at-bat there by Dylan Lawtonville, drawing the walk with his back against the wall. And the tying run has moved into scoring position for Ryan Park, who singled his last time up, ended up coming around to score. And the Scouts with the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. And Ryan Park, who's now 3 for 6 on the season. And he takes first pitch into right center field, and that one is going to drop. Rounding third and coming home is Jordan Lambert. Aaron Takis to third. An RBI single off the bat of Ryan Park has tied this game back up at 6. And Ryan Park attacking the first pitch that he saw, taking it into that big right center field gap. Jordan Lambert with the wheels, able to round third and come home. And the Scouts with new life. The go-ahead run 90 feet away. And what a clutch at-bat from the young Ryan Park, just coming off of his freshman year. Limited playing time as well, but he has quickly made the jump. First pitch to Frankie Ondina, way up and way away. Once again by Connor Regan, who we keep talking about it all series. These Southern Ohio catchers have been doing a tremendous job of keeping the balls in front of them, especially with runners 90 feet away. 1-0 the count. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. 6-6 your score. The pitch, and that one on the inside part of the plate. A called strike evens things up 1-1. Ondina. He awaits the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball just upstairs. Count moves 2 balls and 1 strike. Francisco Ondina 0 for 3 on the day. Couple flyouts and a ground out, a strikeout, and a flyout. The 2-1 pitch. Fouls that one straight back. Evens count up 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lawtonville at third. Ryan Park at first. And as we give the credit to Ryan Park, also got to give credit where credit is due to Lawtonville. Battling back in the previous at-bat, drawing the walk and keeping the inning going. Two balls, 2 strikes. Sunken. He delivers. And that one is lifted high in the air. Shallow right center field coming in. The right fielder, Tomasulo, will make the grab, and that'll be out number 3 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. But the Scouts respond with 1. This game is all tied up at 6 as we head into the 9th. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the ninth inning we go, and we are all tied up at 6. Andrew Alix, Gabe Genovesi, and Jack Rains out back to pitch again. Matt Harrison is who he will face first. First pitch to Harrison is hit high in the air into right field, tracking, and that ball is going to drop just foul. And that ball was about as close to hitting that white line as humanly possible. But for Jack Rains, a sigh of relief. And all that is a nothing in one count here. The batter is Harrison. Harrison, the guy who homered yesterday, 5 RBIs on the season, but for the most part, Xenia pitching has kept him in check today. 0 for 3. He has drawn a walk. He faced Rains one previous time, resulting in a ground out to the shortstop, Ben Beachy. He bats from the right side against the left-handed Jack Rains. Pitch here from Rains, and that one swung on and missed. The changeup. Harrison way ahead of it, and Jack Rains finds himself ahead in this count, 0-2. Harrison, the left fielder of the Marshall Thundering Herd, the native of Cross Lanes, West Virginia. Awaits the 0-2. Big breaking ball just off the plate. Watching all the way is Harrison. Well, that's going to move the count. 1 ball, 2 strike. Jack Rains, who entered this game in the top half of the 5th inning with 2 outs, is laboring out here as that one bounces about 3 or 4 feet in front of the plate. Park scoops it up, but that's going to even the count up 2-2. We saw Caden Owens warming up. And that first pitch is ripped into center field, a base hit, and the go-ahead run for the Southern Ohio Copperheads is aboard. A single. And with Josh Fuel coming to the plate, it'll be interesting to see how long they're going to let Jack Rains go in this one. Rains, how many pitches are we talking here now?
62.
62 pitches deep. And now the batter, Josh Fuel. Fuel is 1 for 4 on the day, a single back in the 5th inning. A ground out, a fly out, and a strikeout. On top of that, Fuel shows bunt but pulls back. First pitch low and away. Ball number 1. Fuel against Rains went down looking his last time up. A double play ball would be a godsend for this Xenia team. Harrison takes his lead over at first. 1 on, nobody out. The count 1-0. The pitch showing bunt again, but pulling back is Josh Fuel. But this time the home plate umpire says that one caught the outside part of the zone. A called strike 1. Evens up the count. A ball strike now. And Gabe, if you're Jack Rains, knowing the bunt's coming down, what's your approach?
Paint the corners. Make it tough for him.
Third baseman Takas is in. Swing away. That one is on the ground. Lottenville gets in front of it, able to step on first, but advancing 90 feet is the runner at first. Harrison mark it down as a 3 unassisted with the runner advancing. And now Blaine Krim comes to the plate. Krim, well, he's had himself sort of a day. A single, a home run, reached on a fielder's choice, and struck out. 2 for 4, but that home run accounting for a big portion of this Southern Ohio offense so far today. He steps in. He bats from the right side against the lefty. First pitch. That one in the dirt. And Rains absolutely laboring out there. One to know the count. The pitch. Curveball finds the zone, a called strike. Count goes 1-1. We are nearly 3 hours into this contest. Rains looks back. He sets and delivers. Low and in that time. Count moves 2-1. .69 pitches coming up here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Harrison takes his lead at second. The pitch, and that one is fouled hard out of play. First base side evens the count up 2-2. So as aforementioned, pitch number 70, and it's not very often, Gabe, that you see a pitcher in relief throwing more pitches than the starter did. I mean, it can happen, but not very common, especially for a guy that pitched 2 days prior. 2-2 pitch, and that one grounded over towards third. Takas lets it get under his legs and into left field, and everyone is going to be safe. Harrison heads to third, and a crucial error by Aaron Takas. And now it's runners at the corners with just 1 out, where it could have been a runner at second and 2 outs. And Bubba Kate is going to call in, or it looks like he's going to head out to the mound, and he's going to make the call. It's going to be Caden Owens, and he's going to try to keep the Scouts alive in this one. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Welcome back. Andrew Alix here alongside Gabe Genovesi. We are in the top of the 9th inning, and let me tell you, it is drama here at Grady's Field in beautiful Xenia. Runners at first and third for the Copperheads. We're all locked up at 6 runs apiece, and it's going to be Caden Owens here with 1 out here coming in to pitch, moving from right field into pitch, and he's going to be tasked to sit down these Copperheads and keep the Scouts alive with this tie intact going into the home half of the 9th. The batter is going to be, well, that first pitch is a foul ball, right side. It's Connor Regan at the plate. Regan is 1 for 4 today. A single back in the 5th. He has struck out twice. A ground out on top of that. We saw Caden Owens, who has not pitched in 2 years. The lefty. Breaking ball, fouled right back, and Owens quickly ahead in this count, 0-2. Owens yesterday, an inning pitched, a couple of strikeouts, no hits allowed, not even a walk, no kinds of base runners. And the scouts think that they have in Owens their shutdown closer. And he has a tough task here to not let Matt Harrison advance to 90 feet. Here's the pitch, and that one is hit in the hole and into right field. That's a base hit. Coming home to score is Matt Harrison, and the Copperheads now have taken a 7-6 lead. And Gabe, this has been a back and forth game if I've ever seen one, huh?
And I hope they went back at us. I hope we go forth at them.
Indeed. So Harrison comes home to score. Good hitting job there by Connor Regan, I must say. Behind in the count, 0-2.
Got an outside fastball, took it the other way.
So now it's Justin Kirkpatrick. Runners at first and second. Still just one out here. Owens looks back to second. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed there. Owens not struggling with the control. 3 pitches, all very much in the zone. And like you said, Connor Regan just able to take that one the other way. 0-1. In there for a called strike. So Owens ahead in the count, 0-2 yet again. Caden from Oral Roberts University. I know him from when we worked together in the Alaska League, him as a player, me in the broadcast booth, and I saw radar guns with 93, 91-93, and that was just 2 years ago, prior to the Tommy John surgery, however. But this guy is someone who has all kinds of game and a great person on top of it. He goes breaking ball on 0-2, missing up and away. So now it's 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Curveball just off the plate there. Owens does not get the call. Evens up the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Regan at first, Blaine Krim at second. And that one way up. And that's going to get away from Owens and fly way over the head of the catcher Park. Both runners advance 90 feet. Make that a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Still with just 1 out here, and a long fly ball would bring another 1 home for the Copperheads. Anything in the gap could bring home 2. The pitch, and that one fouled back up over the grandstands. You can hear that sound. We're going to stay at 3-2. The Scouts, no matter what happens here, they're going to send Ange Bourgeois, Ben Beachy, and Caden Owens to the plate to try to get a little bit of redemption. Keep this game alive, but it's up to Owens to keep the deficit at 1. The pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3. Caden Owens gets Justin Kirkpatrick swinging for out number 2, a big one at that. His 4th strikeout of the season. And now one more to do. The batter, Bryson Smith. Smith, 2 for 4 on the day. He singled his first time up, doubled his second time up. Then in came Jack Rains. And since then, a fly out to second and a fly out to first. First pitch from Owens. That one taken foul, first base side, way out of play. Owens ahead in the count, 0-1. Runners at second and third. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. The Copperheads lead by a score of 7-6. The southpaw Owens versus Bryson Smith. He bats from the right side. That pitch is taken high in the air on the infield. Calling for it is the second baseman, Ange Bourgeois, who comes under it and makes the grab for out number 3. But 1 run on a couple of hits and 2 men left aboard for the Copperheads in the top of the 9th. The Scouts, they'll be right back to try to keep this game alive or maybe even win it, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. drama in Xenia, Ohio. We head into the bottom of the ninth. The Scouts trailing the Southern Ohio Copperheads by a score of 7-6 in what has been an absolute punch, counter-punch boxing match in these final 3 innings of play. The Scouts trailing to 7-6, and they will send Ange Bourgeois, Ben Beachy, and Caden Owens to the plate to try to keep them alive in this game and maybe even just win it. The pitcher still Ty Sunken. Sunken allowed 1 in the bottom half of the 8th. So that's going to bring Ange Bourgeois to the plate. Bourgeois, he's 2 for 4 on the day. He tripled in the first, struck out in the third and the 5th, and then an RBI single back in the 7th. He has scored a couple of runs, driven in 1 and 2 hits. First pitch to Bourgeois. He takes that one the other way, but foul. Bourgeois bats from the left side. Against the right-handed pitcher, Ty Sunken. Sunken working quickly, 0-1 breaking ball. Way off the plate, evens up the count, a ball and a strike. The native of Salt Lake City, Utah, Ange Bourgeois. Watches upstairs, count moves 2-1. With Bourgeois' speed on the base path, getting him on as the leadoff man would be absolutely crucial. 2-1. Upstairs, make it 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike with nobody out. The pitch, and that one just finds the inside part of the plate. A called strike 2. A very close pitch there.
Anything around the edges now, if I'm Bourgeois, I'm hacking at.
And that one, a ground ball over towards second. The second baseman, Antonzik, fields it cleanly, throws over to first in time. And that's 1 away. So that's going to bring Ben Beachy to the plate. Ben Beachy, he also has himself a couple of hits today. He singled back in the 4th, and then a 2 RBI double in the 7th, which ended up giving the Scouts at the time, what was a 5-4 lead. But we talked punch, counter punch, and that's exactly what this game has been. First pitch fastball, lower outside part of the zone, a called strike 1. 0-1 the count with 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th. The Scouts, they need 1 to keep this game going. Check swing. Did he go? The home plate umpire says he did not. That ball on the outside is going to even out the count, a ball and a strike. 1-1. Breaking ball inside. Taken all the way there by Beachy. 2-1 pitch. And that one in fair play, a chopper, third base line. The pitcher going to cover. Throw over to first is going to be way over the head of the first baseman, Josh Fuel. And safe at first is Ben Beachy. The tying run is aboard for these Xenia Scouts. And it's a speedy guy on the base path in Ben Beachy. And Gabe, you would think that they would mark that one probably as an infield hit, given how that ball just came off the bat. And, sometimes you get lucky. There are sometimes you rip a hit, and sometimes it's just in the right place at the right time. But Caden Owens now to the plate. First pitch to Owens. Inside part of the plate, a called strike 1. Owens is 0 for 3 on the day. He drew a walk. Ended up coming around to score back in the 4th. Couple strikeouts and a flyout on top of that. 0-1 the count here. And Owens rips that one into center field, a base hit. And the Scouts have ducks on the pond for Kyle Casserly. Runners at first and second here with 1 out. The tying run in Ben Beachy stands at second. The go-ahead run in Caden Owens over at first. And they're going to take some time at the mound. Kyle Casserly now at the plate. He came into this game as part of the switch that brought Caden Owens into pitch They move then Dylan Lottenville into right field to take the place of Caden Owens, who was originally in right, and then Kyle Casserly replaces Lottenville at first, which ended the day for the designated hitter, Donald Ring. Kyle Casserly from Wright State University by way of the University of West Virginia. First pitch, and that one in the dirt. Good job there by the catcher, Connor Regan, to get in front of it. Ball number 1, however. Casserly, the muscular 6'4" first baseman from Wright State University. 1-0 pitch. And that one at about chest high. Outside part of the plate in there for a called strike. Moves the count. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out here. Runners at first and second. Here in the bottom of the 9th. The pitch to Casserly. And that one's going to find the zone, a called strike 2. So the count moves 1 ball, 2 strikes on Casserly. One and 2. The pitch. That one taken low by Casserly, evens up the count 2 and 2. Beachy at second, Owens at first. The 2-2 pitch. And that one is in there for a called strike 3. A very tight call on the inside part of the plate, and they get Casserly looking. So the scouts are down to their final out, and it's going to be Jordan Lambert. Lambert. He is 1 for 3 on the day. He singled back in the 4th, walked, and came around to score in the 8th. First pitch to Jordan upstairs. Lambert from the University of Tennessee at Martin, the native of Savannah, Tennessee. 1-0. And lower inside part of the zone there, about the same pitch that got Casserly looking in there for a called strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. The tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first. Lambert awaits the 1-1 pitch. And that one, curveball taken outside. Count moves 2-1. Jordan Lambert looking to play the hero. And Lambert watches up and away. The count moves 3-1. In the event of a walk, it would be Aaron Takas to the plate. Three balls, 1 strike. A hitter's count for Jordan Lambert. Here's the pitch. And that one taken on the inside, ball 4. So Jordan Lambert draws a walk and almost looking as if he was frustrated there, as he thought he could have been the guy to get the hit.
He wanted to rope one somewhere. He wanted to come through a 5-pitch walk, and it'll bring up to Takas with the bases loaded.
Well, let me tell you, there's one thing that Sunken can't do, and he can't walk Takas here. Takas, couple of singles so far today. This would be a big one. First pitch, low and in. The bases are loaded. The tying run just 90 feet away. There are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The Scouts, they trail by a score of 7-6. Takas, he bats from the left side. And the 1-0 pitch is way upstairs, and Sunken has struggled to find the zone. He needs to give Takas something to hit. And if you're Takas, what are you looking for here?
I'm looking for a fastball in my sweet spot. If you get anything else, I'd lay off. Caden Owens, a huge lead at second. He's going to score on a base hit.
Lefty-righty matchup. The pitch to Takas. And he watches upstairs, ball 3. So if you are Aaron Takas, you are waiting for your pitch here. The 3-0 pitch, And that one on the inside, ball 4. A bases loaded walk issued to Aaron Takis has tied this game up at 7. And the Scouts stay alive. And now it's going to be up to Dylan Lottenville. A hit or a walk would win the game for the Xenia Scouts here. And a trip to the mound for the catcher, Connor Regan. He wants a word with his pitcher, Ty Sunken. How did we get here, folks? Well, let me tell you. It was a Ben Beachy single, followed by a Caden Owens single. Jordan Lambert then walked. And then that was the bases loaded for Aaron Takis. And Aaron Takis showing all kinds of plate discipline, picking up his second bases loaded walk of the season. And this one in a much bigger spot than the last. We are all locked up at 7. And Dylan Lottenville with a chance to play the hero here. Caden Owens is at third. That's the only run that matters, folks. First pitch to Lottenville. That one finds the outside part of the zone. A called strike 1. Lottenville today, 0 for 2, but he has drawn 2 walks, showing very good plate discipline. 0-1. And finding the zone again there is Ty Sunken. And Lottenville finds himself behind in the count, 0-2. However, Lottenville also behind in the count, 0-2 last time he was up to the plate. And he ended up coming back and drawing the 4-pitch walk. That pitch in there for a called strike 3. Dylan Lottenville goes down looking. And let me tell you, folks, we got some free baseball coming up. We have played 9, and that is not enough. All locked up at 7 between the Southern Ohio Copperheads and the Xenia Scouts. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. Xenia Scouts baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. To the top of the 10th we go. Andrew Alex here alongside Gabe Genovesi. 9 innings, just not enough in this final game of the series between the Xenia Scouts and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. Caden Owens back out to pitch another one. First pitch off the plate, ball 1. It's going to be the top of the order for the Copperheads. We're talking Philip Tomasulo, Justin Antonzik, and Daniel McFarland. 1, 2, 3. Tomasulo. He's 0 for 2 on the day, but he has reached base 3 times. A walk in the 3rd, hit by a pitch in the 4th, and a walk in the 8th has come around to score 3 runs. He waves and misses at a pitch on the inside there from Owens. Evens up the count of ball and strike. One. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Tomasulo from the University of Buffalo. He bats from the right side against the left-handed throwing Caden Owens. The 1-2 pitch coming here from Owens. In there for a call. Strike 3. He got him looking. Caden Owens records strikeout number 2 of the day. That's number 4 of the season for the lefty. And now 1 away here in the top of the 10th, going to bring up the speedy Justin Antonzik. Antonzik, he is 2 for 5 on the day. Singles in the first and in the 8th. Check that, 2 for 4. He walked back in the 4th. First pitch, Owens upstairs. Ball number 1. Tonzik, the Michigan State Spartan, native of Westerville, Ohio. Here's 1-0. And that one fell straight back into the screen and even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. A ball and a strike here with 1 out. Nobody on in the top of the 10th. Scouts and the Southern Ohio Copperheads locked up at 7 runs apiece. Owens looks to the catcher, Ryan Park. The 1-1 pitch. And that one is fouled off. So Owens now ahead in this count, 1-2. John Kopicki out to give some new baseball to the umpire. A ball and 2 strikes. Owens sets, delivers. Curveball, and Antonzik just getting a piece of that one, fouling it back and stays alive in this count. What's the Caden Owens pitch count look like right now?
Caden Owens currently at 20 pitches, 15 strikes, 5 balls. That big swooping curveball has been on today.
1-2 again. And that one lifted high in the air into right field. Coming under it, the right fielder. That's Dylan Lottenville. He makes the grab. Out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down for Caden Owens. And now it's going to be Daniel McFarland to the plate. And McFarland, who has had himself quite a day. 3 for 5. Easily the most successful hitting person in this Copperhead lineup. He hits from the left side, however. Against the left-handed throwing Caden Owens. First pitch, swung on and missed, strike 1. McFarland from Eastern Kentucky. Singles in the first and 6th, a 2 RBI double back in the 4th. 0-1, a pitch. Curveball taken in there right down the pipe, a called strike 2. So Caden Owens pounding the zone. And he is ahead in this count, 0-2, with 2 away here in the top of the 10th. Owens looks to Park. He sets, delivers, and that one taken just off. Park unable to hold on to it. Moves the count 1-2. We are going on 3 hours and 20 minutes of action-packed baseball here at Grady's Field. 1-2. And that ball grounded foul, first base line, out of play. We're going to do 1-2 all over again. One and 2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. He got him. Caden Owens strikes out Daniel McFarland. A 1-2-3, top of the 10th for the southpaw from Jenks, Oklahoma. And the Scouts will get to bat in the bottom of the 10th with the opportunity to win this one. Caden Owens showing his skill on the mound. So don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with the bottom of the 10th. You are listening to Xenia Scouts Baseball on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. The bottom of the 10th inning. We are all tied up at 7 between the Xenia Scouts and the Southern Ohio Copperheads. The Scouts trying to win this one here. It's going to be Ryan Park, Francisco Andina, and Ange Bourgeois to the plate this inning. First pitch, Ryan Park attacks, fouls it right back. 0-1 goes the count. Park on the day, he is 2 for 4. And he hit a big-time single back in the 8th inning that gave the Scouts, at the time, a 1-run lead. The Copperheads, however, responded in the top of the 9th. 0-2 now the count, and swung on and missed there is Ryan Park. So he goes down swinging for out number 1. And with 1 away, it's going to be Francisco Andina. Andina. Still hitless on the day, still hitless on the year. 0 for 4. And he attacks first pitch, ground ball over towards short, slowly developing play, throw to first is going to bounce and not be able to be caught by the first baseman Fuel. Heading to second and sliding in there safely on the air is Francisco Andina, and the Scouts have the winning run in scoring position. E6. And now it's to the top of the order. Ange Bourgeois after the error. Bourgeois with an opportunity to play the hero. 1 out. A runner at second. Bourgeois on the day, he is 2 for 5. A triple, an RBI single. First pitch. Bourgeois hacks, misses. 0-1 goes the count. It's Ange Bourgeois with Ben Beachy waiting on deck. Caden Owens in the hole. The Scouts looking to pick up their first win of the season in dramatic fashion. They have been on the wrong side of nail biters in the first 2 contests. A 1 pitch. Breaking ball is going to find the zone there. A called strike 2, so Ange Bourgeois quickly falling behind in this count. Andina over at second, taking a pretty big lead. The 0-2 pitch. And Bourgeois is going to foul that one down the first base line. Staying alive in this count, still at 0-2. Bourgeois bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ty Sunken, who is now in his 3rd inning of relief. Oh, 2 pitch. And that one is smacked foul left field side, way out of play. So Bourgeois doing nothing if not staying alive in this count. And looking into the Xenia bullpen, I see Caleb Bly throwing some pitches in the event that the Scouts can't score here. Bly, who is likely to be slated as a starter, could do an inning of relief. 0-2 curveball way on the outside. Bourgeois taking all the way, moves the count 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out here. Sunken looks to the catcher, Connor Reagan. He sets and delivers. And that one is smacked foul back over the Xenia dugout on the third base side yet again.
Good at bat by Bourgeois. 3 foul balls. This will be pitch number 7. Still down in the count. He's going to have to keep fighting the winning run on second base.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And that one gets away from the catcher. Advancing over to third is Francisco Andina. And the winning run just 90 feet away for the Xenia Scouts. And as that pitch count continues to increase for Ty Sunken, and time is called. A 2-2 count now. Just a number of ways to get that winning run in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And time called yet again, and it looks like a meeting at the mound. And could there be a mid-at-bat pitching change? And all signs indicating that, yes, there will be. So, kind of, if this is the case, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but could they be switching gloves? I'm sorry for the confusion, but as long as the number 9 is still on the jersey of the person on the mound.
They've switched gloves and they've brought an extra infielder in.
So yes, they brought an extra infielder in because obviously a ground ball from Bourgeois here would, in many circumstances, be enough to bring the winning run home. The winning run 90 feet away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch. And that one's hit high in the air and foul on the left field side. Bourgeois fights to stay alive. We are still at 2-2. The Scouts looking to pick up their first W of the 2017 campaign. 2-2 again. And that one fouled off again. Bourgeois fights, and the Xenia crowd, they love it. They love to see a fighter.
5 foul balls from Andrew Bourgeois. This will be pitch number 10 of the at-bat.
Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 away. The pitch. And that one grounded over towards first, but foul. Just to the right of the line. And we are talking a battle in the 90-degree heat on a Sunday afternoon in Xenia. 2-2 again, and that one's in the dirt, ball 3. And Regan, once again, bailing his pitcher out, doing a tremendous job behind the dish. So the count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And that one is lined hard and caught by the second baseman, Antonzik. Or perhaps...
Let's see, with the 5th infielder, Antonzik moved over dead center.
To cover the bag. So that's out number 2. And it looks like sensibly they would adjust.
They're going to leave. I'm sorry, I can't see the number. They're going to leave whoever it was at second base. Antonzik will now go off the left field.
Antonzik moving into left. So now it's up to Ben Beachy with 2 outs and the winning run at third. Beachy takes first pitch on the outside, ball 1. Ben is 3 for 5 on the day. An impressive day at the plate.
That ball was smoked from Bourgeois.
That one finds the zone. And it's reasonable to think that the defensive shift ended up saving the game for these Southern Ohio Copperheads.
The 5th infielder caused second baseman to move over.
1-1, that ball in the dirt. And once again, Connor Regan saves the game. Shifting over, making the block, keeping the ball in front of him.
But because of the 5th infielder, Antonzik was right at second, so the second baseman was playing a little more towards second as well. They moved the first baseman off the bag, and it caused the line out.
2-1. That ball taken off the plate in a hitter's 3-1 count for Ben Beachy. If I were Beachy, I wouldn't expect anything, too good to hit here, given that him moving over to first doesn't really do anything. With the winning run at third, 3-1, and that one in the dirt, and it's going to get away from the catcher. Coming home to score is Francisco Andina, and the Scouts win! The Scouts win! A wild pitch is all it takes. Ball 4, and Andina's going to trot home, and that is all she wrote here tonight, folks. A 10-inning thriller that the Scouts battle out and pick up their first victory of the season, Gabe. I'm not one for melodrama, but what did you think of that little surprise ending that we got there?
I got to give all the credit in the world to these guys. Down once again, 4-2 throughout most of the game. They score 3 in the 7th. You're thinking they're going to get a win. The Copperheads come right back and get 2 in the 8th. And they just kept, we said it, going back and forth, back and forth. Finally, Francisco Andina is able to cause an error from the shortstop Kirkpatrick. He makes his way around to third. Bourgeois did a great job forcing 12 pitches to cause the pitcher to be a little tired, and we saw a couple of pitches in the dirt there on that last at-bat. Connor Regan, who's handled him all game, probably 5-6 pitches in the dirt he stopped, finally lets one past him, and the Scouts get win number 1.
3 words, Gabe, and what we've seen from this Scouts team, 3 words: never say die. They continued to battle. There were many times through the final 3 innings of this game where it seemed like they had given everything they got, and that the Copperheads just had given a little too much, but they never stopped fighting. And talk about Caden Owens not being discouraged there after allowing that tying run to come back in the top of the 9th, coming and pitching very well for the remainder of the inning, and then lights out in the 10th inning, and the bats continued to wake up, and the Scouts, who, had ended up being on the short end of the stick in the first 2 contests, which also ended up being quite thrilling. Great way to get the first win of the season at home in front of the home fans here at Grady's Field in beautiful Xenia, Ohio.
And a momentum builder as well. Instead of possibly losing 3 in a row to start the season, you get a walk-off wild pitch thriller. You get an 8-7 win, and that's got to feel good after losing 2 close ball games, as you mentioned. It's not like we got blown out in those games. It was 10-8. It was 7-5. We battled back in the 9th inning in both games, and finally, the Scouts came up on top of a close battle, and we will head to Richmond on Tuesday.
Richmond on Tuesday. That is correct, Gabe. And, just go through the numbers. It's no small feat. We talked about it time and time again throughout this game, how what we had seen from the Southern Ohio lineup at the plate: Tomasulo, Antonzik, McFarland, Harrison, Fuel. We saw a home run from Blaine Crim. That's 1 through 6 in this order. So dangerous, and nonetheless, the Scouts still able to pull out a win here at Grady's Field. So the final score here: the Scouts 8, the Scouts 8, the Copperheads 7. The Scouts with 7 runs on 11 hits, no errors. The errors might not be correct on the scoreboard that I'm looking at, but the Scouts with 8 runs on 11 hits. The Copperheads with 7 runs on 10 hits. I am Andrew Alix. He is Gabe Genovesi. We thank you for joining us tonight. We hope to have you back with us on Tuesday as the Scouts hit the road and head to Richmond, Indiana for the first time this season as they take on the Richmond Jazz. That game will start at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for being with us tonight. We hope to see you Tuesday, and God bless.